We are live.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Handpay.
What is good, everybody?
Welcome to the
Got
live.
Mary, Mitch, Bad Blood, Martin's Python. Oh, yeah, we'll get them rolling in. Martin's Morse, Donna's here, Mary, Mitch.
Hey, Donna, Bad Blood,
Handpay, Sherry.
Mr. Mary.
Yeah, it'll take a couple of minutes. People will roll in. Usually we'll get up to about 15, 20 before we kind of mellow out.
Yeah. Our guest tonight is Dylan from D's Balls. So y'all know who he is. And if y'all want to take a look, you can see he's got a nice spread way back there, and that's not even his whole room. So he's got
guys. Whoops, my bad.
He's got a lot of nice animals. He's got multiple species he works with too. So
that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing some new stuff, because usually we're all about the ball pythons and maybe a blood every now and then, but we don't get to see too much else.
We've got a really nice looking new Freedom Breeder rack. It looks like there in the corner, boy. Look at that.
Oh yeah, you like that? Things looking good in that corner.
That we were talking about the other night.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was that pay it forward gift, man.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Good friends. That's all I can really say.
Justin, you're hanging around the wrong people there in Washington.
I know. Apparently. Nobody knows who I am. They don't care who I am. I ain't never even bred a snake yet. So.
Hey man.
I figured you was hanging around with that
long ago.
That Chris dude from Irondogg Reptiles.
Oh. Do what now? I didn't hear everything he said.
I said I thought you were hanging around that Chris from Irondogg Reptiles.
No. I don't know. Maybe we disagreed when we were kids or something. I don't know. I reached out to him a couple times. I did ask if he wanted to trade African software rats once, and he said that would be a good idea, but that's the last I heard of him.
Cool.
Look, say hi. There's Irondogg. Look. See, there he is. Say hi.
Hey.
This is my granddaughter. What's the best YouTube channel ever? That's right. She's been waiting to come down here when we were live so she could wave to you.
She got them stickers. You get them stickers, didn't she?
Did you get his stickers in the mail? Yeah.
TJ, welcome.
TJ's in the house.
I've got 20 in the house already. I see.
Grab your balls. We got TJ, yep, Blackbird. Blackbird's in here somewhere. I didn't see his name, but I've seen somebody say hi to him, so I know he's in there.
Yep.
Justin, did you say Handpay Jackpot? Handpay Jackpot. Of course I said
Thank you, Jason. That's right. Hit that like button, please. That sure does help. Well, I guess we get started. Dylan, you want to give them a little bit of info about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, so like you said, I'm Dylan. I run D's Balls and Exotics. I mainly just breed ball pythons and Burmese pythons, just really focusing on the best quality animals that I can work with. But I do keep a number of species, like you said. I got a few monitors in here, some toads. I mean, even everything up to a hedgehog. Just keep a number of different species. I just love them all, man.
Right.
Been keeping reptiles really since I was 8 years old, so 20 years actually, but only been breeding for about the past 3 years, really seriously at least.
Hell yeah.
Right on.
You got turtles and false water cobras and everything, don't you?
Oh, right on.
Yep, I did cut down quite a few species just to really focus on some other stuff. I mean, I still keep a wide variety, but I cut down on the retics, the false water cobras, my spotted project, and just a few other things like my geckos. But I really just wanted to focus on the berms and balls and stuff and just keep some other stuff that I truly love.
Do you see yourself leaning more toward to wanting to do just the Burmese more?
As far as breeding, yes, other than like my certain ball projects, because I do have some ball python projects I'm really excited about, but mainly just the berms. But I really want to kind of fine tune it. I don't just want to produce a bunch of clutches. I really want to get, you know, the best quality I can in there and selectively breed. I'm going for a lot of line bred traits too, so not just genetics.
Right. Of course. Yeah, because anybody can just throw 100 normals out there, can't they?
Exactly, you know. And I mean, sure, normals are great. I love them. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Hopefully that's not beeping in the background. I thought I muted that. Let me turn that off real quick. There we go.
But too, you know, I mean, you know, if you're making double and triple hets, though, you know, that's good too, though.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I took the long run the last couple of years getting going with it, breeding my green double het male to my het albino girl, just because I really want to produce some albino greens, but he's one of the brightest greens I've seen. So I didn't just want to go purchase another albino green. I really want to see what his, you know, green influence can do with that albino as well. So it's just kind of like, you know, I'm doing things a little slower and taking the long road for it. But I don't know. I feel like it'll be worth it in the end.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's the key. The end result is always the goal.
Yeah.
Don't you also have, if you want to, you can shout it out. I don't know that you got some kind of charity deal going on too. There's a bunch of auctions and stuff and people donate money and stuff or something.
Oh, actually, yes. So one of my good friends, I'm sure some of you guys or a lot of you guys have heard of him, Aaron from Black Diamond Herbs. He's a really good friend of mine. His son was in an unfortunate accident. He was in an attempted robbery, and they robbed him at gunpoint. And in a fight to get away, they shot him in the face. Luckily, he survived, but he's going to need years of physical therapy, reconstruction surgeries. And so we created an auction page that's on Facebook. If you go on the D's Balls and Exotics page, which is just fb.me/thesnakenerd, that'll take you directly to my page, and you'll find both the direct GoFundMe, or I've offered everybody an incentive. If you want to go get yourself a new snake and at the same time help a good cause, every snake on my morph market, I'm donating 20% of every single purchase directly to Julian's GoFundMe to help him out. And the Facebook group we created is also not just for Julian, but just the whole reptile community in a whole. I really feel like, you know, we group together as a family when tragedy and stuff happens, even like with these fires going on and everything. It's a source for everybody to really help and come together and just help our community grow and stick together, you know. Got to help each other out. So
if you don't know who Black Diamond, if y'all don't know who Black Diamond Birds are, they're one of the top. I mean, they produce quality animals, nice berms. Chris Wesco is working with them as well. Yep. So I mean, he was a big berm breeder. I mean, they produce nice animals, and just not Burmese. They do boas too, right? Really nice boas.
Yep, he works on ball pythons, rock pythons, Burmese. He even does some retic stuff. He's got a wide eclectic collection, and you know, he's really a genuine guy. Since the day I started, especially breeding larger constrictors where everybody else would throw you for a loop with info, he's been straight with me since day one, helped me out, and just an overall really good guy, and his son could really use our help.
Yeah, I've talked to him myself and to Chris. They're both amazing people. So.
Yep. Sorry if I keep looking down, you guys. The chat's down here.
That's all right. That's normal. Yeah, he's lucky
sure
to be alive.
I look fuzzy on the screen down below. Am I coming in okay for everybody? It looks good up here, but down below it looks a little fuzzy.
Yeah, you look good there. That's just that's just that MacBook you're looking at, Robin.
Man, probably. Too bogged down with all the editing software.
That's it, Tim.
Now it's really clear they said so.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Perfect.
What's up, J-Dog?
Welcome.
J-Dog, Mary Python, and the Holy Balls. I love that name, by the way.
Well, you got Mr. Mary Python.
Yeah, Mitch and the Holy Balls is there, too. He's the other half.
Oh, snap.
He was in there somewhere. I don't know if he's still in here, but...
Shane, welcome.
TJ, what's up? See, little do you guys know, Shane is actually sitting right over here, so in case you guys wanted me to pull out big snakes, I have a second person in the room.
That is awesome.
Oh, right.
Always recommended. He is actually the one who comes over a few times a week and helps me run this and helps me clean everybody up. So, awesome dude there.
Well, that'll be awesome because that'll be something that they don't see all that much on here time to time. Well, you know, mine ain't near the size yours are yet, so they're just a year old. So
Oh man,
yeah, that'd be
I mean,
nice.
we can pull stuff out if you guys want to see something. Just tell me what you guys want to see, and I can set the headphones down and pull some stuff out for sure.
Go ahead, surprise us. Pull out what you want, buddy.
Ooh man, you want to go with balls?
It's more like, what do you want to show us?
Hey, you go on whatever. I'll put you on solo, and you go on whatever you want to, wherever you want to start, balls or berms or whatever. I know you got a variety of everything, so as long as you show that enigma line, you show that enigma line granite sooner or later.
You know what? I'll pull out Piglet first. I'll go grab her.
He just keeps them in and goes home. That's funny. It'll be all right, Handpay. Handpay, get ready for this. These ones ain't little ones like ours. These ones are big ones.
No, Piglet's still little. He ain't seen the ones on the bottom yet.
Well, yeah, but these ones are gonna be big.
Still here for a second, sweetie. See if we can make this happen one-handed, guys. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna let go of the chair there? Scoot this to the side. So Piglet, hypogranite, enigma line paradox, possible head albino green as well. We call her Piglet for the little, see if I can get it shown here. She was born with a little kink in her tail, but doesn't really seem to affect her at all. Yep, yeah, I got to give her a little help when shedding, but otherwise it's past her vent. Everything works perfectly fine, and that's about it.
Wow.
She's a gorgeous girl, though.
She is gorgeous. I love that line of granite, too.
The albino granites, yep.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I can pull out a pearl granite male that I have, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, so we can just keep stacking genes here.
There you go.
On albino. Let me set these headphones down and grab them.
All right. What's up, TA? Hey, Spartan, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I think I got the right link for Shane. Hey, Shane, I know you can hear me. Is that your link? Is that the right channel? Sometimes it's weird to find the right channel. That's like I found these when I went originally searched for his. I found the other one that's just D's balls. You got to punch in D's balls and exotic to find him.
Yep. I've got his link in the description too. D's balls.
Right on.
Handpay goes, I'm stacking jeans too.
Yeah, stacking jeans. Josh, welcome to the live.
It's okay.
Beautiful snakes right there. That's what we're going to get at my animal house next.
No. You're good. I don't need it. I got no room for bigger ones.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Handpay's freaking out. He's like, he's still pulling that snake
out
of
so
there.
Let's stack some genes here. We will take that hypogranite that I just showed you and add visual albino.
Oh, yeah.
See where it brings in that red eyes, a lot more peachy color for sure. This guy's nice and reduced too.
Right.
So this guy's really cool. He's also possible het green lab.
Nice.
So that'll be nice. He actually is up on our morph market and available. Hopefully, you know, help with the cause if you guys want an amazing new berm, well-started dude. But let's add another copy of hypo here. Where do you want? You can put him back. And then you're going to get the ivory.
Oh, yeah.
Or super hypo. She is also visual granite. Hard to tell because, you know, ivory.
Right.
But then again, also possible het albino green lab. This girl is just amazing. This is Penelope, actually.
Yeah, the ivory's like the blue eye Lucy of ball python.
Yep, absolutely love it. And especially with the visual granite, it tends to make them a lot more white, whereas without it, you get a lot more of that yellow coloring, especially at this size.
Right.
She'd have already got a lot more yellow, but love how white she's staying for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that shit is good.
And ivory, that's a popular gene, too. Nice ones, too. I like the ivory.
Oh, I love them, man. I can't wait to see her at 12, 13, 14 foot. That's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That ham
to truly show her size, but man.
And how old is that
girl? She is about 18, 19 months or so now.
Right.
So I don't like to power feed them. You know, a lot of people get them to 10 foot at this size, but I'm not into that.
Right.
Slow grow them and keep them on a nice steady diet, live a lot longer. So
you're killing me, handshake.
I agree. I'm doing the same with my retics. Yeah. I'm not trying to pound them to get them up the size fast, you know.
Exactly. And you know, some of it also like has to do with genetics. I got a girl who's about the same exact age as this girl, but she's easily another foot. It's actually my albino holdback. And I mean, she's been fed almost exactly the same diet, and just seems to grow way thicker, way faster. But I can actually go ahead and pull her out if you guys want to see my holdback from last season.
Sure.
Let me go ahead and do this swapperoo again.
You're terrifying, poor handshake. I don't know why he hangs out with us, but he does.
Oh, handpay, just wait till we get to the big snakes. These are the little ones.
I'm gonna go run upstairs real quick and see if she got my table.
Look, starting to go to the bigger cages.
Damn it. Wait till we get the big snakes.
Wait. Here we go.
Man.
Hopefully that light isn't washing her out, but
no, that's beautiful.
It's a really nice albino. I don't know. Really love this long pattern down here on her tail. Get going the right way. 100% het green, possible het granite as well. If I can get her up and going here. I'm going to tilt you guys up a bit, make that a little easier. But, oh, you guys aren't getting that echo, are you?
No. Yeah, that's a beautiful one right there. That's a nice holdback.
Yeah, I was really happy with her, especially with this peach head coming in or cherry head, depending on what you want to call it. It's one of the things I'm really trying to work on line breeding for. Just finding the most blushed out heads I can and just continue that, you know, through all my projects, really. I just love the look of that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just keep moving up in size, I guess.
Yeah, let's just keep getting. That's what I'm talking about.
Who's next?
All right, handpay, keep watching. Yes. Beautiful room right there.
Yeah, that shit's amazing.
I like that monitor cage. What do you think of it, Justin? That big one on the right there?
That's nice. Yeah, that's amazing. Hell yeah.
And you're not even seeing the whole room. Well, you don't see what's behind the camera either, you know, like he had tortoises and stuff over there at one time, so.
Here's where it gets good, handpay.
Oh, they get bigger, handpay. Don't worry.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So this is actually my original breeder male. This is Gizmo.
Yep.
Green double head albino granite boy we were talking about. Just love this dude though. He's being a pain to switch to rabbits, but hey, we don't go there, buddy.
I love that green. He's so beautiful.
Man, that
I just love this, man. Especially, I mean, a lot of greens at this size. I'm sure you've seen them. They seem to really darken out. They get to like that real dark navy or olive green. I just love how he kept this like nice brightness. Hopefully, it's showing up there for you guys, but just love that. I'm sure the head albino is playing a bit of an influence there for sure, but even then, I've seen a lot of head albinos still darkening up, especially at this size. So
yeah, that's
definitely got lucky with this boy. That's for sure. I got lucky.
Light colored it is. That's what I like about it. You know, for a green.
Yep, exactly. Just love that look. So this was actually dad to the last girl you just saw, believe it or not. He said he's just being a little bit of a pain to switch over to rabbits, but he'll switch in his own pace. Perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we know.
Yeah, and then you know what, Mom is actually the biggest in the collection, so I'm going to skip Mom for a second. We will pull out a little bit bigger than this, my granite girl Karma, and then we'll pull out Mom to this pairing.
All right. Handbait's like, oh my God, they're bigger.
Yeah. He's all wow. Now he's second guessing hanging out with us. You know, he's like, what the hell? Oh man, they wouldn't exchange my cord neither.
Hey Mason.
Welcome. Welcome everybody.
Believe it or not, he built most of them cages in there.
Oh really? Right on.
The big enclosures. Yeah, Wiz, the granites are nice too. He showed an albino granite earlier.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go, right there.
Whoop. See if I can get these headphones on.
Damn.
That's the one right there.
There's your standard granite.
Yes, I love that.
She is actually, again, possible het albino green lab. So looking forward to hopefully proving out that green and albino this season. She'll be paired to Gizmo this year. This will be my only burn pairing for this upcoming season. See if I can get her full size in frame here for you guys. But
I love the granite, dude.
Good size girl. Yeah, something about granite. I mean, typically, I won't lie, I really love the reduced pattern granites, but this girl definitely caught my eye and got that nice cherry head again.
Be careful with him.
She'll slow down.
Now, do the granites grow as big as the other ones, or are they a little bit smaller in length?
You know, I hear people saying they're smaller, but I don't really see it. I mean, even Chris has got a giant, gorgeous granite.
It's huge.
And this girl is 2017, and I mean, you can see she's got some good size on her for a 3-year-old.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure, yeah.
I definitely see a normal growth rate. You know, this is what I would expect at 3 years old for any old female.
Right.
So, and really the males too. But I won't get into that. I don't want to call anybody liars, but I'll just say males get just as big. Be prepared.
Yeah, I've seen some big males. So, that's, you know. Is she on rabbits?
Yep, she's on rabbits. See if I can get her adjusted here. Yeah, I love this girl, though. She's been just an absolute sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
See.
Yeah, I don't want to have.
Sorry, guys, I haven't been really looking at the chat. If anybody has questions,
they're all just saying beautiful.
Yeah, just checking the snakes out. Yeah.
Well, thank you, guys. Yeah, you know what? Let's get her sit down before I'm sweating too much, and get the biggest girl out. She is in shed, but still beautiful. So go ahead and grab her.
For sure, for sure. See, Ham-Pay, the bigger they are, the nicer they are.
Yeah, they're just big babies.
He's probably not even here anymore. He's like, I'm out. I'm out. He was probably out at about 3-4 feet. He was like, I'm good.
Right, Wiz? Hey, Heather. Yeah, I love the granite. They're just beautiful looking.
They are awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Mars Moore said their husband wants a Burmese, but you got to have a permit in Florida.
Yeah, well, that's because they're invasive there. So. Here we go.
Oh, Ham-Pay's still in here.
There you go, Ham-Pay.
You know, he's like, bullshit. He's probably thinking this dude is insane. If you seen that in a casino floor, would you still gamble or would you leave?
He wouldn't go to casino no more, would he?
I don't know. It depends on how he loves gambling, you know.
And this is why I love birds.
Yep.
Right here. So she's deep in the blue, but she's still a sweetheart. Let me see those blue eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Just weighed her in at 75 pounds, actually.
Nice.
Nice and lean, 75.
Yeah, she does. She's not overfed. You know, you can tell when somebody overfeeds them. You know, she looks good and healthy.
Thank you. Yeah. Love this girl to death. She is man. You'll have to take my word for it or go check out my page. But for a normal, when she's not in shed, she is so nice and golden brown.
Yep.
Oh, just told him. Now, let's see if you guys got a good shot of the room. I'm going to set her down and stretch her out so you guys can really see her.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you guys can see her all stretched out here, sorry I can't hear you, but she's a big girl, still growing like a champ. Of course you want to go under there. And again, guys, this is, you guys have seen him, this is my buddy Shane. It's important when you're handling big snakes like this, have somebody around. You know, sure, she might be a sweetheart, I trust her to death, but still wouldn't handle her without somebody knowing I'm pulling her out.
For sure, yeah.
That's just being responsible, you know.
She's about 14 foot, you guys.
Nice.
That's a lot of snake.
kind of just let her go in on her own.
TJ's, I'd rather stick with my boas.
Shit, I've seen some big boas too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The females will get big bodied for sure.
Might not be quite that long, but just as big, if not bigger, around.
Mm-hmm.
What's in?
She like, leave me alone.
Mason, he in that big enclosure to the right, he's got a leopard gecko in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. You want to see that leopard gecko right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool one. In all fairness, I mean, he does start with an L. Does that count?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I got it. Buddy. Give him a quick second. He'll show himself.
That's cool. That's really nice.
But in all seriousness, that is my Savannah monitor. Let's see if I can actually. I'm gonna try to move you guys here. Hopefully, it's not too shaky for a minute.
Cool.
So.
There's no problem.
Let's see. Don't know if I can rotate this, but this is his enclosure. So, see, he is hiding under here right now, more than likely.
Is that a Lowe's tub?
Yep.
I know. I love those things.
Right?
I think we all
Easiest thing, man. I really want to put something permanent with like a, some sort of bulkhead going down to the bottom since I have it on casters here.
Yeah.
To drain it, especially with my mangrove over here. But, yeah.
I got a mangrove monitor too.
In time.
Yeah, I built my enclosure and I built it where that tub just sits down in it, and then I just use a shop vac and suck it right out of there.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Just the one in the mangroves enclosure is like a 25-gallon tub, so gets to be a little bit of a pain with the shop vac multiple runs. Hopefully this guy wants to come out. He was just out, but I probably freaked him out pulling out all the big snakes.
I ain't going out there. You had them damn snakes out.
Right.
He knows what's going on. He's like, I ain't going out there.
He could be under here too. Nope.
Well, you know it's a good enclosure if you can't find it.
Right? That's the point, though. They need to be able to burrow and get down there. A lot of people don't take care of these guys right at all. So.
Right. Exactly. They love to burrow.
Oh, here he comes. What? Who's touching your tail, bud? Huh? I don't know if you guys can see him trying to work his way out there of his new burrow, but
it's all good.
Here we go. Now that he's coming out, let me set you guys down, and then I can actually grab him. So, see if I can get this right for you guys. Hopefully that looks all right there.
Look at Mary hitting up stickers.
Yeah. That damn enclosure is half as big as my snake room.
See if I can actually get these headphones on here. You might try to chomp our cord. Hopefully not.
You know, and that's what's funny with Savannahs. Everybody thinks they got to be really big and fat. That just means they're overweight.
Oh, no, man. I mean, he still, I think, looks a little chunky, but we exercise him a lot.
Right.
He's a strict insect diet. None of that rodent BS. I made that mistake in the past, I won't lie, but I feel like so did a little bit of everybody. But, you know, I learned from my mistakes and corrected them. This dude's, as far as we know, because I didn't get him as a baby, we know that he's at least 6 years old.
Right.
So,
looks good, though.
Doing good. His name's, I don't know if I mentioned this, Luda, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of saw him and fell in love with him. A bunch needed rescued in my area, so I just felt like I'd give one a good home. And, you know, that was, of course, before I got super serious with the breeding and stuff, but he made a good fit.
Yeah, and you got a good size enclosure for them, too, like they need, so.
Well, you're all right, bud. Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, he really does utilize every bit of it. I built that foam background and that custom rock and everything, so it's lightweight and he can burrow under it. It's not going to, you know, fall on him or hurt him or anything like that. And, you know, he really does dig all the way to the bottom of that enclosure. He's got his own little network down there. Just kind of let him do his thing.
No, Annette, he's not venomous. That's a beaded lizard.
Oh, yep. All right, he's getting a little pissy here, so I'm going to go ahead and set him down.
All right. What's up, Reese's Python?
Reese, thanks. Welcome.
All right, bud. There you go.
We're doing something right to get him in here.
Yeah.
Man. Thanks for coming in.
Woo, gets hot in this snake room.
Oh yeah. That's the problem. That's why I'm at where I'm at now, because I used to stream in the snake room all the time. It's so damn hot. I made a little office next to the snake room. Yeah. It's too damn hot.
I need to do that. Oh, got you guys all sorts of sideways. Sorry.
We'll give you a break for a minute. Especially after the big snakes. That was a workout.
Oh, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So is you in a little bit.
What's up, Reese? Wiz Constrictors, Mason. Bad blood here. Oh, shoot. Josh in the house. What's up, bud? Sorry, I'm just now reading all this.
How's your mangrove monitor? I mean, you ain't got to show him right now, but is he pretty – you get to handle him quite a bit?
Absolutely not.
That's
So here's the thing. I've worked with this monitor, this exact girl. I've had her going on about 2 years, I want to say, 1.5 years at least. I've been working with her. I can get her to tongue feed now. She'll come out when I'm in the room. She's just now, after months of my buddy Shane helping in the room, coming out occasionally when he's here. But even then, if one of us walk by too quick, she's gone. She's in her burrow. I just feel like they're a really shy species altogether.
They are.
But I do enjoy when I do get to watch her lounge around. I'll give you guys a peek of her enclosure. I highly doubt she's out, but we can go look. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We just got lucky. I don't know if you can see. She's probably going to freak out when I open this. But let me grab that there. It's actually right up in that corner there. Probably not showing too well.
When mine does that, he'll turn away. He'll just look away like I can't see him and stuff. It cracks me up.
Yep. But, you know, like this, I can put my hand in here now. I can gently talk when I'm around her. But you just need to be careful. And, you know, just really slowly working on her is all.
Oh, yeah. It just takes time.
So this is just some madrone and a big old pond down there that she's created a good burrow around and stuff. But
nice.
She's got a lot more comfortable since I put her in here versus a shorter style enclosure. So this is 6 foot tall and I mean, you guys can see she's all the way at the top. She loves it.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it has been a lot easier to work with her, not only with the front opening enclosure, but just
that helps
that height for sure. So,
sure. Yeah, and everybody knows
you guys up again.
It takes a lot of time and patience with monitors. You know, I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you try to rush it, you make it worse. You know what I mean?
Yep, you can't rush it and just go in and grab them. I mean, like I said, it's been 1.5 years that I can finally reach in, and I mean, I can slightly touch her, but I don't dare just go in there to pick her up. I'll let her smell me and just kind of check me out, and then remove my hand and just kind of talk there for a minute. And I try to do it every day, but you know, at least at minimum every other day. So
now I know you built most of your enclosures in there, right?
So all the 8 foots on that side, the stack of 3, and then there's another one on the bottom here. I built all those. The 4 foots beyond there are all animal plastics enclosures, and then this one, the actual PVC cage, is a Dragon Hoss enclosure, and then I just customized it. I added more vents. There's actually 5 lighting fixtures in that cage. So there's 2 high output LEDs for the plants that are in there. Arcadia 13% UVB, so he's got the right UVB, and then 2 separate basking bulbs. So that whole rock, which is actually about 4 foot, gets heated up to 130 degrees properly. There's not, you know, one single little hot spot where he's getting more heat, possibly getting a burn in that area.
Right.
So I did all that, and then the custom stuff in the background, and then we're about to do it to that mangrove enclosure as well.
Cool. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize they need that UVB light too, you know, just as much as they need that basking spot, you know.
Oh yeah, and you can't just go for those small little incandescent style bulbs. You really need to spring the money, and I love the Arcadia bulbs. I got it with the mangrove monitor as well over there, and they really do the job. They last a long time. Their output of UVB stays consistent for a lot longer than a lot of the other bulbs I used in the past.
Yeah, they were even saying that was like tortoises too. They're little to get the long ones because it spreads over so much of an area. Because people always cheap out on them little ones. You know, them $10, $15 ones. You know, they don't really put out that much. You know.
Nope, and that little tortoise especially isn't going to stay under that small little bulb. He's going to be walking around patrolling that whole area. I mean, even my 60-pound sulcata, all he does is go around his pen the whole time. He just wants to patrol, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So I'd show you guys him, but he's way out in the back. We'd have to go on a bit of a walk and stuff. So.
Hell yeah.
But he's a good dude.
You can look at a couple of his older videos or his lives. He does show it.
Yep. I try to keep it. I've been trying to really focus the channel a lot more because I noticed people were kind of like, they didn't want to watch it when I was showing my other reptiles. If it wasn't berms or balls, people just didn't watch it. So, you know, I kind of was like, you know what? Well, I love them anyway. I'll just show you guys what you want to see, I guess. But really, I just do the YouTube to show stuff. We keep a closed room here. Really, it's only close friends and family that I bring in here. I try to keep it as clean as possible. I don't want to risk mites or anything like that. I've taken that risk having, people over before who just wanted to see the snakes and stuff. And as much as I love to show them, it ain't worth it. Not treating a room like this.
Right. Oh, I agree.
So,
yeah, for sure.
What's up, Jimmy from Python Burrow? How you doing, buddy? Oh, I agree. It's, and you've got to see you put all them bases on there to make them easy to roll around too, huh?
Yep, exactly. I want easy access to everything in case a probe goes bad, heat panel, anything really. I want to be able to pull everything out. Who knows, maybe a snake gets under there, God forbid, but who knows? But just, I don't know. I like everything easy. I go through and I pull them out every couple months and I'll just clean the back of the enclosure so it doesn't get dusty or anything. I feel like that's something a lot of these guys neglect. They just shove those racks on a wall and forget about it. And then, you see some of the backs and you're like, holy crap, look at all those cobwebs and dust just asking for a fire.
So I got a question for you. Heat panels. I've seen some pictures and heard some bad things about Reptile Basic heat panels. Have you tried them, and what do you prefer?
So this is a double-sided answer for me. I've tried the new ones, I've tried the old ones, and I've also used Pro products. At the end of the day, there's nothing better than Pro products. Skip all the BS, call Pro products. I mean, really, they're not that much more at all. The guy's great to work with. Just give him a call. He'll pick up usually and hook you up. The old Vivarium Electronics or Reptile Basics panels were great because they had the plug that didn't come out, right? Or it wasn't the adapter inside the cage. But actually, all these 8-foots that I built here, I didn't know at the time when I ordered all the heat panels that it was the new style plug. I'm used to just my old one that I have in my AP, my 7-foot AP over here that's just off the camera. And that one's great. It's worked for years, no issue whatsoever. So I wasn't really aware of the issue. I will say the new design is shitty. It just sucks. But I did find a solution to it. It's definitely not a permanent fix, but it works. If you take those rodent clamps that you use for like your watering system for the tubing for the rodents, those same little black clamps, get that cord in there nice and secure after it's in the cage. While you're holding that connector in, throw a couple drops of super glue on the outside, and then bend that cord up with your probe so it's kind of, making a little bit of an L going up towards the top of your cage here, and put one of those clamps in it, and then put a clamp every few inches until it's out of the cage. It's by no means permanent solution. It's just a solution if you already have those heat panels. I've been running those heat panels now for quite a few months. I've never had an issue. Even with that big girl I pulled out pushing on the cord, she doesn't move it whatsoever. I've checked it afterwards. I haven't had any issues, but I would still go with Pro products for sure. I'm slowly switching everything, including all the 4-foots from 12-inch flex watt with spacers, which I have that whole stack on, over to Pro products heat panels as well.
Do their plugs plug in like Reptile Basics, or are they built into their panels?
No, you got to wire it, but it's super simple. It's just a little panel. It snaps right in. Just, screw it in. It bolts to the top of your enclosure, which I also like because it's not just the small screws. I've never had an issue with the small screws, but I just like the thought of, bolting all the way through that 1/2-inch PVC or whatnot. You never know. These snakes are big and strong. 14-foot snake gets to pushing. Hope those screws hold, Never had an issue, but I don't know. I just like the concept.
Well, the reason I'd ask you that question because I've seen Kendra had a post where her plug was just nasty, dude.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I caught the problem quick, thankfully, and I kind of just preemptively did all that. And I haven't had an issue, but still, like I said, I'm switching everything. I just like the Pro products better.
Yeah, and they're not that much more.
If I'd known at the time, I definitely wouldn't have ordered the new style. But the old style is great, so kind of just a design flaw, They tried to upgrade it, and really they just downgraded.
Sometimes that happens. Really, they try to make it better, and it ends up not.
Exactly. The heat's great. It puts out a perfect hot spot. I hang the probes the same way, 6 inches below my heat panels. Creates a nice, uniform heat spot, so the heat isn't a problem or, efficiency necessarily. It's just that one little connector. Even if they just put some sort of locking mechanism on it, just switch out that little port and just put something with like a little clamp lock style where you push it in and it, locks itself in there. Even just that simple fix wouldn't cost them really much at all. I'm sure they've already manufactured a ton of them, but it really wouldn't cost much just to swap out those little connectors and boom, your product's good again. But
yeah, because when I looked at her plug, that was like a fire hazard, electrical hazard, and
yeah.
There's something
I saw another guy who said he just went and bought a different cord, the same adapter, but they're like the cord that they have, they just went with a cheap manufacturer, so it's smaller than that actual like adapter should be. He said he bought new cords off Amazon, plugged them in, and they were snug as hell. So I haven't tried it yet. That's just word of mouth, but I just know what I did to them and haven't had issues. But I don't know, fingers crossed, they're all getting swapped soon. So I check them periodically. Pretty much every time I clean the cages, I check those connectors, and they haven't budged. I'll straight up push on it, and it won't even move.
Yeah, but you're only talking what, $10, $20 difference between the two?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's nothing.
Right.
Nothing, especially for safety. I mean, especially there's nothing you can do that's going to top that, you know?
And I think with him too, once you call him, he just pretty much asks you what size enclosure you got, and he recommends what you need, you know?
Yep. He'll ask you what size enclosure you got, what's the height of the enclosure, and what you keep your ambient room temperature at a lot too. Because, you know, I've seen him recommend higher wattage stuff for people who keep a lower ambient. Like I keep my room at about 78 to 82, depending on the day, you know. And then my fans are unplugged now, but I got fans mounted up in the ceiling, just little oscillating fans to circulate air all the time. And so my room stays pretty consistent. So I'm able to use lower wattage heat fixtures, still maintain that, 89, 90 degree hotspot, or whatever, depending on the species. But, some of those guys who got 75, 70 degree rooms, they need to use the hotspot and cool the ambient on their cool side.
Right. And I do. I keep mine at probably 80 degrees at 80 something all the time too. So.
Yeah. I just found it so much easier. I mean, it's easier to keep this room at 80, and even with the added electricity in winter of keeping this room at 80, you're saving already just on the heat panels working less, and all your stuff's gonna, last a lot longer because it's not stressing to maintain that high temperature all the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome, Jay's Catfishing. Hey, Low Life Exotics. Welcome.
You know what? I want to show you guys a dude I don't really show off often. It's the smallest snake in my entire collection, but he's awesome. So I'm going to grab this little dude.
I want to show this little dude.
It's just a baby. Let's see. Maybe it's a children's python, you think? Or a hognose.
So I don't get to show this dude near enough because, like I said, everybody just wants to see the balls and berms. With no problem with that, but
little hognose.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Little albino hognose. This guy's name is Groot. I don't care what anybody says. I name almost all my snakes in here. They might be breeders. I might breed stuff and everything and sell animals, but almost every single snake has a name in here. So.
Nothing wrong with that.
Get attached to these guys, Yeah, I don't know. Thought I'd pull him out. He never gets shown off. I think I maybe posted like 3 pictures of this guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a Chinese finger trap, he says?
Pretty much, man. These guys have the coolest little bellies, though. I mean, look at this purple and orange belly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just a rad belly. I don't care. Like, just might be a simple albino, but it's just a rad combo. Oh, you know what, though? I did notice I missed a question, and then we started talking. Mary's Python and the Holy Balls, or was that Mitch? You had asked, why not rats? Rats are good for certain monitors, just not the Savannah monitor. They're a strictly insectivore species. There's been multiple studies done and testing on wild animals, and after they're deceased, finding out what's in their stomachs and what they're eating. And in the wild, it's 99.9% primarily insects.
Right. So
we keep them on a lot of roaches, worms, stuff like that. I vary the worms up, vary the bugs up. But that's the staple they need. They need an absolute crap ton of them, but it's what they need. So unlike the mangrove monitor, I feed her a number of things. They like fish, they like rodents, they like everything. So, I give her tilapia, I'll give her chicks, I'll give her quails, I'll give her rodents. Occasionally I'll just give her the quail eggs. She'll just eat raw quail eggs. She loves that. So.
Welcome, D&D Pythons. Welcome, Kiss Constrictors.
Wanted to make sure I answered that.
Right on.
Yeah, because I think that's what you see the most, with Savannah monitors, they're like a pit bull, and they will rip a rodent up. They
for
love
sure.
they look like a pit bull. And then I've seen people feed them, like steaks and pork chops. Really, you got to watch that diet. That's what makes them fat, and it's bad for them.
Yep, chicken legs and stuff. I mean, I'll straight up say I'm the first one. I'll give him a treat about once a year, twice a year now. He'll have a tiny little rat pup or something, but that's just because I like to vary his diet up. It's the tiniest little thing, because in the wild, occasionally they're going to come across, a mouse burrow or something like that, and they are an opportunistic feeder. So whereas their primary diet may be insects, they do get the occasional little bit of extra protein. So, I've started doing that ever since I really got into, basically learned my mistakes with him in the beginning and stuff. And I don't know, seems to be he's thinned out quite a lot. He walks or runs around great. I'll throw some milk crates in front of his enclosure here. I'll stack like 2 high so he can climb out, and then 1 high so it's like a little set of stairs there. And I'll tongue feed him, and I'll make him run around the room. And, he works for it. He's not just getting handed a bowl of fucking He's not just getting handed a bowl of food or whatever, or a bowl of worms or whatnot. I want him to work for it. So I make him come out of the enclosure. He gets his way back in too. That's how he finishes his meal. And that's how we always feed him. I've actually been meaning to do a small video on it. And, I'm no expert. This is just what I do with this guy. I just love him. He's fun to interact with too. And he's funny looking when he gets running around the room.
He's funny looking.
Oh man, you should see him.
Cool. That is cool.
He's got like a waddle. Yeah. In a good way. Like he's running. Yeah. It's just that monitor waddle. You'll know it. Once you see a monitor running from above, it's just the funniest looking thing.
Yeah. Apparently you didn't see that thumbnail today, did you? In Instagram.
What was that?
Apparently you didn't see that thumbnail I sent you on Instagram.
I think I saw it. The
one with the music on it?
Oh, yep. I absolutely love that, man.
The one on the bottom. It said on the bottom, no filter, because I know how you are, and that's how that show is.
Good.
You got to worry about it. I put no filter.
You guys have no clue. You know why I can't, like, for the longest time I didn't upload a bunch of YouTube stuff? It's because I have the worst fucking mouth. And I have to bleep out every other word. And then I'm like, well, now I'm just bleeping every 2 seconds. It just sounds like a fucking beep, 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 beep. Nobody's going to watch that. And especially like I'm doing the new berm segment and stuff. And I really want to help educate people on those genetics and stuff. So, like, I won't lie, it takes a lot of effort, and it's not nothing like I'm trying to be vulgar. It just comes out. I just grew up that way. I just have a bad mouth. You know what I mean? I don't mean anything by it. So sorry if there's anybody.
And I'm glad you're doing that segment. I remember when they posted that on Facebook. That segment of them berms. I'm glad you're doing it on YouTube because you're reaching out to a lot more people too. So
exactly. I saw such a lack.
The history of berms.
Yeah, and I saw such a lack on YouTube. I mean, really, you search Burmese pythons on YouTube, you come across a bunch of guys in the Everglades hunting them, a couple National Geographic videos. You might see Brian Barczyk or, Jay Brewer with some, big occasional berms or something, but it's nothing like educational. It's here's my big berm, check it out. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything like that, but I just think it's important to bring that information about. Jackie's post on the Burmese Python Society, absolutely great group. You guys want to check it out. It's not like most. We don't tolerate, much of the BS. People get removed real quick. But it's a great place to learn about berms. Jackie did a whole series of the Gene of the Week posts that I'm doing on YouTube. But I mean, they're from 2 years ago, and they got nowhere near the amount of recognition that they deserved. That's information that's going to get lost if people don't share it. People are just buying berms because, ooh, look pretty. Oh, it's a recessive. Oh, hypo. It's the codom. You got to, get in, like, get the ivories, whatnot. Great, whatever. But that history is important, I think. And there's really nothing on YouTube. So,
especially with the cinnamon, you showed. I mean, nobody would even known about that.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, it took me a few days alone just to get permission to use those pictures to show you guys. And I couldn't even get a hold of Tom Reagan to use the couple pictures of his that I saw. So unfortunately, I couldn't bring you guys, that footage, but I'm sure he just didn't see the post. I mean, I get how it is. Your messages get buried in the request folder and nobody sees it for a couple months.
Right.
But yeah, and I'm trying to bring some more genes too that Jackie didn't, necessarily cover just because of the lack of information. So I've been trying to contact some people overseas and get some information on, stuff like the fader gene and more on the lava gene and,
right.
Stuff like that, stuff we're just not seeing here. So, but there's a huge language barrier. I by no means can understand or translate. So I've been trying to work and find somebody who can translate for me and then maybe get a hold of some of the guys over there. So it's been a slow process, but I am working on it. So
that's good. Yeah, because it's a shame that, with the berms and some retics, you can't import them no more. And they have some nice looking different species, but
yeah,
we still got Bob Clark, so there's hope,
Yeah, and the pieds and champagnes and butterscotches that popped up. Somebody had hets, right? At least that's
had hets for a long time.
Sorry, I don't deal with the BS. I just shoot it straight.
There you go. But
I'm glad
even TJ's all like, there's no care sheet for berms.
Sure.
What was that?
I was just reading TJ's comment.
No. There's no care sheet about Burmese pythons, but I am keeping giant reptiles on YouTube.
I mean, I'm no expert by any means. Trust me, I'm learning every day I do this. But people want to see it, I can make a video. I mean, I do keep a bunch of them. I've kept them for quite a few years now and had success breeding them, so I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Well, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, if y'all ain't subscribed to Dylan's channel, man, check it out. He's got some good, he's got some nice ball pythons too, you know what I mean? He's just not Burmese, so. And you can tell he takes a lot of pride and care in his room, so.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That.
You might see me get tagged here, but there's a cool girl most people don't know I keep either. This is a lavender cow king. Little girl we're raising up for a side project.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I just love the purples on these guys. I don't know if it's really popping up, but yeah. Different form of albino there that most people don't see. Well, you know what? We missed a gene when it came to the berms. And speaking of Aaron earlier, let me grab this boy.
Uh-oh, Mr. Gene. Mr. Gene.
Probably the Labras.
He's all I missed, bud.
Maybe. I mean, I could only think it was the Labras, maybe, but it might not be.
Oh, you're spot on, Chris.
Because that's a beautiful gene, too. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely stunning hypo lab. Produced by Aaron, of course.
Right.
But, I mean, man, you don't see many hypo labs from a lot of the guys looking like this.
No.
I was happy as hell, to say the least, when I got this guy.
Yeah, that's a great gene right there.
Yeah, I mean, stunning. So
nice head pattern too.
Yeah, the whole thing's cool.
I always thought it looked kind of like a shark on his head there.
Yeah.
Just the hypo labs take the labyrinth gene to a whole nother level. Then you add that nice striping in. Man, I don't know. Caramel Lab and Pied, I think, is the only way you can really improve on this.
Oh, I bet. Caramel would look good in there.
Oh, man, the Caramel Labs are insane. That is actually our next video. Sorry, guys, you can't even see me talking here. That's actually our next video in the history of Burmese python series we're doing is Carmel. So,
right on.
And then you're gonna hit up on the champagne sooner or later too.
Sooner or later, once Jay actually replies and wants to talk.
Who are you talking to, Jay Gonzalez?
Yeah, well, if he wants to answer some questions just about the gene, he had that citrus going around for a while, which of course was just the het champagne or whatnot.
Right.
I don't want to bring information that may be wrong. I don't care if he tells me how they got in the States, or I don't know. He could have had them well before, whatever. Not my business. I just want to know, like, really, what are they interacting like? Do you have some good photos of them that can share? And I want to find out, champagne obviously originated overseas. So I want to know who really started working with it over there too. Because I feel like that's important, not just the U.S. history of them.
He's really brought the game up for Burms a lot too, Jay Gonzalez.
Oh, for sure. I mean he's got what came out with pied within a few months, albino pied. Dude's smart. I'll give him that. Dude is smart, right? He came out with pieds. Give it a few months. There's albino pieds. Oh, give it a few months. Oh yeah, citrus is champagne now. Okay, give it a few months, right? Where butterscotch is here. Oh, so now we got butterscotch. I mean, dude's smart as hell. I'll give him that, especially if he has been holding on these hets and stuff all these years. That's great dedication. You know what I mean? Like, and that's smart marketing.
And he works with so much. I mean, he works with anacondas. He works with retics.
I'll be right back.
Yep. And that's what about my retics from with him. I mean, and what an outstanding. I mean, he just. The way they took care of their customers, and talked to you, and was, to me, was hands down the best, I mean.
Yep. I haven't worked with him personally. I just know of his stuff, obviously. I mean, I'm big in the berms, and with the stuff he came out with, obviously, I kind of got to pay attention, But I've, for the most part, I've heard nothing but good things. I've really only seen, like, one or two bad things about him, and it was all seemed like personal issue kind of stuff that, who knows really without facts out there. A bunch of guys are full of BS. So,
and his whole he's got his kids and everything involved, and
oh man, that albino pied girl he posted. God.
And that's who I went through was basically on Facebook was his wife, and then he finally he sent me a video of the retics, but. And I mean, he's during Christmas time, Black Friday, his prices.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he was selling albino berms, male, female, for $200, a pair, and I mean.
No, I feel it. I got weird mixed feelings about it, to be honest with you.
But I think that was kind of
smart marketing and good value. But at the same time, I see a lot of these guys who, they got the high end stuff, so they're just mass producing the low end stuff. They don't, the quality. Let's be real, the quality isn't like specifically in mind. It's let's produce these hatchlings. Oh, okay, let's go. It wasn't Jay. There's somebody else had them up. The other day it was like $185 albino pairs and stuff. You got to think about it. These snakes are big. Just those cages are going to cost you about $1,000. And then we're talking heat. We're talking feeding that animal. We're talking physically maintaining that animal, when they're 14, 15 foot. I feel like, honestly, $250, even for a normal, is really a reasonable cost to, it's not just like, it's to ensure that, they can at least afford this animal moving forward. They didn't just make an impulse cheap buy.
Exactly.
And then, here's 3 years down the line, you got a girl the size of Karma over here, and what the hell do I do? Let me go sell it on Craigslist. That just ruins the hobby and the whole market and, the laws regarding berms. I feel like just that little bit of a higher price tag maintaining on all these morphs, especially the new stuff coming down. I see it dropping so quick. Hold that value. If somebody wants it, they're going to work for it. I worked my way for nothing, you just gotta keep your hustle on and just work for it. It'll happen, especially in that determination and getting there to afford the animal and get the animal. I feel like really sets that mind frame. You know, you're going to be a good keeper. They're going to take care of that animal if they really worked for it. They didn't just, oh, I got a couple $100 on my paycheck. Let me go buy this berm. Oh, wait, now I need a 4-foot enclosure in 6 months. Oh, wait, now I need an 8-foot enclosure in, you know, a year and a half, whatnot. So I don't know.
You're right.
I like, you know, I think the guys are good, but I think that dropping is just crazy.
Right. If it's, you know, it's one thing if you're doing a sale to help people like you or me that know what we're getting into, it's one thing. But if you're just doing it for the general public, it can put a bad, you know, them people don't realize what they're getting into. It's the feed costs what's going to kill them, you know, or they'll be in a 75-gallon aquarium and be fucking 12 foot long and be miserable. But I mean,
I try to vet everybody I sell the berms to. I mean, obviously I've made some mistakes in the past. I mean, people can say whatever they want to you too, but there's a reason that I still got a bunch of berms in that rack right there. Because I'll tell people no, if I don't feel like you're going to take care of the animal, or, you know, I get people all the time, they hit me up from either Florida or New York or something. Hey, can you ship me a berm? No. I mean, one, it states that you should know your own local laws, but I'm not going to put my stuff at risk so you can have a berm because you feel like being selfish and owning it where you shouldn't.
And then they'll get euthanized when they get caught with it.
Exactly.
You
know, I don't want my animals ending up like that. That's why I kind of want to be picky. I don't really want to have, you know, I mean, there might be a year I get 3, maybe 4 berm clutches when, you know, a lot of these grow outs are, you know, up to breeding size, but I never really want to expand past that. Even if it takes me longer to do certain projects, I'd rather, you know, those are big clutches. I want to make sure that those animals, as much as I possibly can, go to good, responsible homes.
Yeah, you don't want to have
I'll keep them 3
or 4 clutches and have 100 and some Burmese babies and not be able to get rid of them, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, I mean, that's what I was talking about. If I raise my retics and I go on a few more, I might only do 1 clutch a year, maybe 2, and alternate the years. So I'm giving that female, letting her lay, giving her a year off as I have 1 go, but I'm not got 3,000 retics running around trying to sell them. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Finding that many responsible homes. I mean, shoot, given Carmela laid 42 this last season. And, you know, I'll say it, even finding 42 responsible homes, 50 responsible homes for berms, that's a task. I mean, I love it, but it's definitely a task.
Right. And I think you should do that no matter if it's ball pythons or berms, see who you're selling to make sure they are.
Well, yeah. And that's why I say, too, like with those giveaways, if they're paying the shipping, then they at least, you know, they care about the snake. If somebody's willing to pay the shipping, they care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I just realized I haven't pulled out any ball pythons. If you guys want me to pull out some of those, I'd be more than happy to.
Sure. Show us what you're working with.
All right. Let's see. We'll go with let's go with my highway stuff first.
You need me to hold that lab for you while you do that?
I heard that, Chris.
I heard it.
You're gonna have to visit Washington, man.
I'm coming to see you, Justin.
Go. You pick me up. Hey, they're only like 2.5 hours away.
There you go.
And my wife grew up in Tacoma, so I got family over there. I got a daughter-in-law and stuff that's over there, or a stepdaughter that's over there. Actually, I don't even know if there's even any passes open at this point. With all the damn fires.
Actually, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say, like,
yeah, you weren't a lot of help on that one.
This dude is actually what started it all for my highway projects. This is a proven pastel gravel male, aka Chaos is his name.
Right on.
You know, not the craziest combo for sure, but I just really love the yellow belly and gravel complex, really. But this is, yes, please. This is his daughter from last season. Pastel Highway. So I also have some other stuff growing up in there, but they did just eat the other day. So Can't really pull those out, but got some other gravel stuff growing up. I just love this highway stuff, man. Really want to see this worked in. I mean, just that snake I just showed you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen the pastel highway clown.
Yes.
But just adding clown to this is absolutely insane. So looking forward to her getting up to breeding size here, hopefully maybe the end of next season. And then pairing her, hopefully I'm thinking do a leopard clown or a leopard blade clown. There might also be another gene floating around in there, but we at least know he's leopard blade clown. So, you know, go for that het. Again, those long-term goals, but yep.
Nice.
And I'm just going to keep bringing over a gang of snakes.
Yep, bring them on.
Out, see what we're working with.
Shit, that's a lot of walking. You should just bring the camera over there. I'm just saying.
You ought to scoot the desk closer, huh?
I'd have brought a tripod over there. Damn, that's a lot of walking.
Get that exercise.
See, I got to kick everybody out of my basement to get room like that. See, it'll be soon though. Hopefully nobody heard me that and is watching.
Yeah, even if you go sleep down there, you'll be good.
The show's over here.
All right, you guys, let's see if I can manage to show you all these one at a time without them going crazy. So this is actually the first pied girl that I ever produced. This is from a het-to-het pairing, actually. She's getting up there to almost ready to breed, so we'll be taking her into our clown projects as well. Really love the clown pied stuff, so shoot for some of that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Sideways.
Snake did it.
Snake nose.
Uh-oh. What's up, Pat and Penny?
Pat and Penny pythons, welcome to the stream. Did we lose them all together? Oh, no.
I'm sure Shane, his partner, will let him know, hey, dude, something happened. Snake nose. I'll make sure he gets that question here in a minute, Spartan.
Yeah, just leave it up there.
Yep.
We got a thumbs down. We are rock stars tonight, my friend. Rock stars.
Right.
It's been a couple streams. Since we got a thumbs down.
Oh, yeah.
It's been on there for a little while, too, so I think it's even going to stay.
All right, that'll work. He said his phone died. Switch to the computer. That's fine. That's fine. Hell, my phone's still at 100%. What do you think of that?
You got it plugged in, don't you?
You goddamn right I do.
See, that's why I try to remember all that shit. That's why it's so crazy to do a live and shit. I got all these things to remember. Are my headphones charged? Are my phone charged? You know, I got to get the cable for this. I got to set up this. It's like, it's a pain in the ass. Not a pain in the ass, but I mean, it's like if you forget something, it makes it a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
Like the other night, remember when we were the random one we did? I was like, damn, I don't think my headphones are charged. I was like, damn it.
I like it when if the sun stays, that means they had to stay in here long enough to watch it to give me a thumbs down. So I still got a view, so I ain't worried about it.
Hell yeah, that's rock star status right there.
Yeah, rock star.
Now if it was 1 thumbs up and 31 thumbs down, then we're in bad shape. But one just makes it we're doing something right.
Yep.
It would, you know what? It would be cool to see who did it, but then yeah, I think it would cause more trouble than it's worth. But no problem at all.
That's okay. You're good.
Yeah, he caught him. Sorry, guys.
Night, Heather. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I know we started a little later tonight, but
thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go about another 40, probably till about 8, and then I'm out, or 10 your time. But
I am
they all flung down here earlier. The whole group was down here. I was like, well, damn, what the hell? I'll go upstairs and do my live. You all gonna come down here?
He goes, it was plugged in too. Shake my head. I doing that raffle tonight.
Oh, that's right. 9:30, right?
9:30 your time. Yep. So be.
So you got it all figured out. Was it pretty easy and everything to put all the names in and get?
I just wanted to put like a prize wheel or whatever. And I just picked one. It had like yes and no and a lot of. So I just went ahead and put like number 1 their name, number 2 their name, and it's got all 15 names in it. But before I put their names in it, I did like a test, spinning it.
Yeah.
And then I've got it set to where it spins like 10 seconds. Yes, Mary.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Carlos,
so you can change how long it takes to spin?
Yeah. I went to 10 seconds.
Leave them in suspense, just let it sit there and spin.
Oh yeah. And you can determine how fast it spins.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Let me go to get the baby real quick while we're waiting for him real quick.
Yes, Mary.
Baby, come on. Nettie wants to say hi. Is nobody listening?
I wish you luck, Mason. If you win, think of us small-time people.
I forgot to take off the headphones when I was yelling at her.
Yeah, Cardo's Cruise bought the last 2 spots.
Oh, really? Right on.
Yeah, he bought them.
Can't go wrong with that.
Nope.
Got something funny. So it was 15 spots, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got a couple of TNT bought some. Elijah bought one. Ray Beck.
Come say hi. Come say hi to Nettie. Say hi, Nettie. There's Irondogg too. Annette was in the chat. She's all, "Come tell baby to come say hi." I figured while we were waiting.
Sure. She's a superstar now. YouTube famous.
I know, huh? What's the best YouTube channel ever? My Animal House. That's right. That's right.
Well, I thought it was my Animal House.
Well, yeah, but she's getting older now. She can say it. She can say it without the stutter. And we were at the river that day. I think she was cold too. And then I had her say it like 100 times. So, to be fair.
Sorry about that, you guys.
Hey, no big deal.
I think it was plugged into the laptop too. I guess I was just using more. If it dies again, though, I have my laptop at the ready, so just shoot me the link over or something, and I'll go on the laptop. It's fully charged, but the camera is just a lot better on my phone.
You can still hit that same link on Instagram.
Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, same way, same everything.
Pull that up just in case. Again, sorry about that, but
I
don't know where that cut out there. I'd pulled out about 4 or 5 balls there. Right when that happened.
Hey, while you're there, Spartan Reptiles got a question. What's your opinion on the good and the bad about Morph Market?
Ooh, Josh. Tire kickers. I think it's great, except for the bajillion tire kickers I get. So
that's funny, tire kickers. I like that.
I mean, I'm trying to put it nicely. Here's the thing. A lot of these guys don't understand. They inquire about an animal. They want, 4, 5, 6 pictures. I mean, I know I don't have half as much as a lot of people, but this is a lot of work for me. This is me, my girlfriend, and my best friend coming to take care of all this. We also breed all of our own feeders. That goes from rabbits, quail, rats, all of our dubia roaches and insects. And we also produce all that for everything here. So it's a lot of work that goes into it. When guys are asking for 4, 5, 6 pictures, then they want to know this, then they want to know that, and then you get this all the time. Let me go ask my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Then you never hear back from them. Let me work out a 60-day payment plan on a $150 animal. I like to work with people, but I'm not going to work to that extent, like I've kind of outlined mine very detailed on my Morph Market. because I'm trying to weed out those people who aren't going to take care of the animal. They're not going to care, and if you can't afford $150, I get if you got to do like a half thing for shipping or whatever. A few days later, you're waiting for something to check. You want to put a deposit down, hold an animal. I've done it myself. High-end animals, a couple grand, you need to make a payment plan. Totally get it. A few hundred, I get it. But I just feel like, if you're asking for a 60-day payment plan on a $150 animal, and I get that.
Yeah, you probably can't afford to feed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, come on. I mean, they are exotic animals. They're going to live 40, 50 years, a lot of these, ball pythons and stuff. So
exactly, yeah.
I don't know. I guess like that'd be the bad side of it for me is I see a lot of those tire kickers and stuff and people who just really don't respect your time and all that. But on the other hand, I've met and had a lot of good sales and interactions on Morph Market too, but I kind of see it as almost like a 50-50 thing. Sometimes it's great. Sales are awesome. People are really respectful, easy to work with.
Yeah, Josh said I got all the way down to the PayPal link and then nothing.
Yep, and then you get sucks. Karen.
Yep.
Yeah.
What level do you have, Morph Market?
Oh man, I don't even remember the name of it. It's like the middle level. Because I don't produce a extremely large amount of ball pythons and stuff, and really that's all they limit you on is the overall cost of your store, and then the amount of ball pythons. So like, few people have been talking to Morph Market about making their own category, like you can click ball pythons, carpet pythons, all that, adding Burmese to that list. But so far, it's not in regards to their tier level. So I just do the medium level. A lot of my clutches have came staggered, so I'm only posting 10, 15 ball pythons at a time kind of thing.
You're not posting your berms on there?
Oh, I post berms. They just don't limit your posts on the berms.
Really?
So, yeah, so there's no need to, for me at least, to pay for that premium tier or whatnot, because I don't have that many ball pythons to add to it. I'm kind of focusing on a smaller group of animals and really just clown, pied, highway.
Hey,
I am working on some hypo stuff.
Go play over there by the fence.
And then something I haven't really talked about, but I'll let you guys know in the chat here. I'm working on puzzle stuff too, so you'll see that popping up. I'm not really showing it on Instagram, Facebook really much. I've gave a few little glimpses, but fingers crossed. We'll just say fingers crossed. I got quite a few pet puzzle things I've been added to the collection and been working on, so that's exciting for me. I don't know,
I don't know if you don't have the head Atari, do you?
The what?
Gene? The head Atari gene? No. That was produced by Sean Bradley, and I know he did it. I know if you go back
play with him over there. So he says
some of his older videos, he talks about the head Atari. I think with
was that on his the No BS or whatever podcast that he was doing? I forget the name of it. It's been a while since I watched it.
I think he was talking about it with
welcome, Rob.
What is this? Dave Palumbo on one of the expos when he first come, they were talking about it. He pulled it out and he. I mean, it's. I don't know a lot about it. I know it's going to be good. It's been out for a couple of years for sure, but it was the
look into it.
Sean Bradley who was the one that had come up with it, and so But I don't know if he still has any.
Was it just? Did he have a visual of it? Is it like a pattern mutation or is it a color mutation?
I think, man, it's been so long since I've seen it. I couldn't even. I mean, but I know he still does keep some snakes, but he's exotics by nature. But I think he runs the exotics by aquatics or whatever. Now he's more into the fish. I think the girl that helped him is running more of the snake thing now. She kind of took it over.
Okay. Hey, I get it. You got to work with what you love. I mean, it's kind of why I downsized a little bit. I wanted to really focus on the projects that I'm, really having fun with and love. Because, I think everybody gets to that point for a second at least. You grow, and then you're like, oh crap, this is a lot to, you know, handle and stuff. I'm not saying everybody made that mistake, but I sure did. So, you know, I made sure I cut down to a manageable number for me, you know, not including hatchlings. I'm at roughly 100 reptiles, you know, they're animals that are staying here. They're not going to go anywhere, kind of collection. And I feel like that's kind of my safe level, you know. I don't want to grow too much beyond that because I really want to focus on that, you know, the quality and not just
the specific product. Yeah. Right on.
I don't think he's completely done because he was talking at one time. The girl that worked for him was going to buy out the, you know, when she still lives there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think she was taking over the business of the, you know, exotics by nature, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know he's doing the fish stuff. But, you know, somebody like that, they're always going to be around to.
Oh, yeah. You can't completely get rid of it. Once you love them, they're staying.
It's like a guy
in some fashion or another.
I'm a farmer, but yet he rent crops his land out. He's still out there making sure his you know, his investment. I mean, he's still out there no matter. You know what I mean? I mean, he'll never be completely out of it. We all know that, but I mean, he's doing what he loves to do though, and that's fish. So.
Yep. Hey man, do what you love. They say you'll never work a day in your life. I feel like that's really true.
Well, yeah, if you get to that point, you're nice.
There you go.
Yep.
Hardwired Exotics has got a video on it. The head Atari.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he's really
check that out. Kevin at KDF has worked extensively with puzzle. Yeah, there's a few guys who are killing it with puzzle. I mean, the stuff that Will Morrows is doing in Aussie.
Hey, gang.
Man, that's what really sold me on the project, is seeing that Super Orange Dream Yellow Belly puzzle stuff they're working on. I mean, all the different puzzle projects Will's been killing it on for quite a while now. I just had to work with it. I want to see what it'll do with certain other genes. There's still a lot to do with it. So I want to kind of take it in some different directions. What was that?
Are your puzzles spicy too?
Oh, hell yeah. Every single one of them will tag your ass.
He said every one of them will tag you.
That's a puzzle gene, it seems like, and they're all like that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Got some double het stuff we're raising up, and those little hatchlings, man. You go in there. I mean, they're great eaters, though. I mean, there's the plus side, you know.
Right.
But those little double hets, man, they'll get your ass.
He said they'll get your ass.
Yep.
What do you think about the Huffman gene?
Haven't really worked with it, but I think it's gorgeous. You know, maybe once I kind of get some of these projects a little more, you know, going, I might add it, actually. There's a few on my list that I really want to add. That lace stuff, Huffman is one of them. Mahogany, cypress. I'll definitely be adding cypress soon. That's kind of a key to some of the stuff I want to see it work.
I like that sapphire too.
So, yep. And then the Mario. Yeah, I never really I heard Justin's first video when he first started talking about it, but you haven't really seen much on it since. And I'd really like to see what that gene does when it's combined with different stuff, you know?
Right.
I mean, just like simple combos. I want to see a leopard Mario, a pastel Mario. I mean, it's just different stuff. How's it interact with Pied or Clown? Does it do anything, you know, weird?
Fucking Rob. Even the hets are bastards.
Yeah. You say you breed you breed all your own feeders, right?
Yep.
Do you breed ASS?
No. And I don't do mice either. So that's actually the one feeder we really purchase is the mice, just for my small colubrids and stuff. But I start all my pythons on rats immediately. I'll switch and do, you know, quail and stuff for my other pythons. But I don't know. I've done ASFs in the past. They're just kind of a pain in the ass.
Right. Oh, yeah. They can.
I mean, just to be straight up, they didn't produce that well. And, you know, the groups didn't get along. It all depended. I had to switch my male a couple times. And then, you know, once the snake gets on it, they really get a liking for that. And then getting them to switch over to rats sometimes can be a pain. Sometimes not if you scent them and stuff, of course. But I don't know. It just wasn't worth the hassle for me. I just make sure I just breed the rats. I feed them a really good diet. You know, none of that cheap dog food crap I see people doing. Feed them some
Right.
good Missouri, some vegetables, you know, give them some good scraps and stuff like that. They're going to be nice and lean and healthy.
I agree. I agree. I got some.
Have you guys noticed you get those rodents, though, that, you know, people feed that cheap, you know, feed store dog food to? Those things are greasy. They're oily. They smell worse. I mean, just everything about it. I'm like, how can you not tell that's not good for the rat? Sure, you're saving a couple bucks, but I mean, exactly what you're feeding your rats is going into your snakes. So at the end of the day, you're feeding your snakes cheap dog food equivalent, you know, like.
Hey, Donnie, welcome to the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, some of that dog food, and that's the worst. They don't even use good dog food. They'll use cheap crap dog food.
No, cheap farm feed. Let me get 100 pounds for $12. Like, come on, man. Missouri's not that much. Buy a bunch of Missouri. You can get the crap for $25 for a 50-pound bag. You know, sometimes a little less.
It's like $28 here, I think. But yeah.
There you go, Donnie. There was a comment
Wilco and get a bunch.
I told Donnie KY had a comment to him, told him that he ought to get into the puzzle project.
He don't like getting bit enough. He hates getting bit so much. I don't think he'd own one.
You know what? I hate getting bit, but baby Burbs got me so used to it that now it just doesn't faze me.
I don't look at them because they're mean. All them little hatchling puzzles, all they do is want to bite. So I mean.
Dude, they're just like the Burms. They're little chainsaws.
Yeah.
We all know you got a sunset. Jesus.
But, I mean, once you get through it, you know, once you get them past that.
You know, we can't all afford sunsets, all right?
Yeah, he's always got to fucking up with his damn sunset thing.
They're cool, man, but I want to see it as an adult and hopefully not brown.
And hopefully not brown.
I like the ones that.
That was my little jab there. I'm just messing around. I mean, some of the stuff's gorgeous. The Enchi Sunset stuff that Cusco produced is gorgeous, but I don't know. I feel like, you know, a lot of those genes, they look great as a hatchling, and then you see them age, and you're like, wait, that's, you know, I want to be excited. In 30 years, when I open that tub from a girl I produced, or, you know, even a male, whatever, I want to be excited in 30 years when I open that tub and I'm like, damn, that's a good looking snake. Like,
hell yeah.
You know, so I try to go for those projects. Like, you know, there's some combos, especially that we're working into. It's going to be 5-6 gene stuff, but I feel like some of the best combos as adults are 2-3 gene, maybe 4 gene animals. You know, they just look amazing. Like, then you get those 5, 6, 7 gene animals. You're like, well, what the hell is it? You're lucky if it's not white. And, you know, obviously you got to plan your projects accordingly, but.
Yep.
We got Jim says he feeds the pig food to his rats.
I think that's basically what a lot of rat food is anymore. It's pig food anyway.
It's all about the same.
It's all the same.
What is that? Martin's? Sorry, it's on. Look down here. For sure, Martin. You can get a hold of me, Facebook, Instagram, Morph Market, whatever. Reach out. You'll definitely be helping a good cause. That we're doing the donations for every single animal on my Morph Market right now. I won't be adding stuff. I got a couple animals I'm going to add, but it'll be going to a good cause. And I'd love to help you out if you're looking for something. We got a few balls and some Burbs on there still, so just let me know.
For sure.
Them sunsets that Justin produced this year were nice over at Family Jewel.
Oh, yeah. I was actually just talking to Justin the other day. He's a good guy, man. Hope those fires stay away. I've seen, because I'm part of a bunch of Pacific Northwest reptile groups and stuff, you know, and I see a lot of these guys in Oregon. They're trying to find a place for all their animals to go and everything, and notice a lot of them were close to his area, so.
Yeah, I talked to Justin today from Family Jewels, and he said that they had one that was by his drive, you know, like a mile or two from his house, real close, and he had to evacuate his wife and kids first, but he said they got it put out, so they're all good for right now, you know. But he goes, there were some ones that were real close to his house, so, but he said he's all good for right now, so.
Man, it's crazy.
Spartan's
like
got
I
a
was
question.
saying, even here's what?
Spartan's got a question.
Oh, what you got, Josh? What ball python genes are the most overlooked? Ooh.
All of them.
Yeah,
All of
a lot of the simple
It's
stuff though
normal.
I feel is overlooked. Like quality fire stuff. Honestly, I love fire in almost everything. A quality fire adds to any combo, really.
That Donnie's got a crazy fire.
Unless you're throwing it in with pied and it's a high white, but there, you throw some enchi in there too. It'll, reduce that white. But fire, I feel like a lot of people overlook fire, and it's a great enhancer gene. Some stuff looks great with pastel, but let's be honest, some stuff you're just like, man, I wish the pastel wasn't there. But you throw fire in it, and I bet it looks badass. At least most combos. So fire for sure. I know it's a simple one, but a quality fire I feel like is key.
Fire, like Donnie, fire and vanilla right there.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
That fire vanilla,
other simple stuff. Other simple stuff too, like, just the whole, I know a lot of people are working on the highway combos, but I feel like they're all going in one direction with it. And don't get me wrong, I want to make the highway clown stuff too, but I also want to see what some of this darker stuff does with the highway stuff. What about a GHI Mojave highway?
Yes.
I haven't seen one. If somebody knows of one, shoot me a link. I want to know what it looks like because I'm shooting for them. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I got pairings going on to hopefully see a GHI Mojave highway soon. Maybe pastel GHI Mojave highway.
Because once the highway come out, man, it gets flooded with people. Highways.
Say that 3 times real fast.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
It was just like, now you see them everywhere, so.
Yeah. And no, it looks great, and a lot of the guys are killing it. Those pastel leopard highways, leopard highways. The stuff all looks great, but you always see it going into lighter stuff or clown, or pied for that matter, which all look absolutely stunning. I definitely want to produce some of that stuff too, but I also want to see it into some of these darker things. Chocolate's another one I'd like to add into that project.
Blackhead
for sure. Blackhead we're actually working on, so Blackhead and Ghost is something I'm trying to work on getting into the highway stuff too.
Yeah, cool. There's Spartan said that earlier.
Yep, we actually have my first Blackhead clutch ever due within the next, they could be pipping in the incubator in the next day. I don't know. Kind of just let them do their thing until they pip. But got a Blackhead red gene hypo to champagne pastel. So I think that Blackhead champagne stuff is just badass.
Right.
The way it darkens up that champagne, a lot of them throw those cool looking ringers even without the het pied or nothing like that. It's, the champagne throws nice ringers.
For sure.
So, and then another one, I don't know if the Blackhead hit it or if it was a Leopard Lesser GHI to an old dinker girl we have. She's one I'm trying to prove out. I've got this Fire Spider something. We believe it's the other line of vanilla. And whatever he is what she is. They came from the same clutch. They're siblings. So paired that girl to the Blackhead boy and then that Leopard Lesser GHI. That's due within 2 days of the other clutch. So trying to prove out that gene, see if we can figure out what it is. Is it a different line of vanilla? Is it, something else in the mix? But
cool.
Hopefully prove that out with that clutch. We'll note, if it's a yellow belly or something like that, you're going to notice it with either of those combos. It's going to be pretty obvious to tell, oh, that's yellow belly, or at least, something in the yellow belly complex, orange belly, asphalt, gravel, whatever.
Bubbles Butterfly, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Y'all,
I'm missing all these comments. Sorry, I can rant forever.
Go check her channel out. She's an awesome person and does some pretty cool things over there. So go show her some love over there.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Anybody else got any questions? Or since, my phone's not going to randomly die on us again, I can actually pull out some of those balls I was going to show you guys.
Yeah,
It'll die.
Man, I had that all prepared too. The thing was plugged in. You know, I know I've been watching it like a hawk, getting ready to switch to the laptop. Yeah, I had it all plugged in and everything. I don't know. Maybe the USB on the laptop was loose or something, but I've been watching it go up, so we're good.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, not retics, Donnie. He's like Burmese.
What's up, buddy? Messy guy. Nice. Flip this water.
What you fiddling with over there?
It's actually so the leopard lesser GHI. Blaze that again? So this is possibly the father of one of those clutches in the incubator there. Sorry, bud. Flipping you all around. It's a good-looking combo. The way leopard and GHI especially work together. The lesser's great in there, too. It makes for that awesome tone, but...
Did you do a video, Donnie?
GHI for sure.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And,
he showed them on the live stream the other day, Justin. You remember?
I thought he just said I cut.
Oh.
So I thought it was a different one.
I think he was cut. He was talking about that one.
Well, I was going to say,
here's another boy that he just started locking, actually.
Hey, Madman.
So this is Enchi, Fire, Leopard, Blade, Probable Plus, Het Clown.
Wow.
God, that's a mouthful. But he's a gorgeous dude. Get these headphones on. Sorry, guys.
Gotta have that leopard.
Yep, gotta have it. And that Enchi and Fire together just works so well. I love what Enchi and Fire does to their heads. If I can get this guy to chill out for a second, let me show you guys his head. Of course, being a little head shy like usual, but you guys can see that. I just love what that does.
Out of the egg, right on, Donnie.
You know. So, just a beautiful combo. Can't wait to work this in. I mean, the visual combo of this, that's what I want to see. I want to see the visual clown of this guy. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to swap Shane out over here. Yeah, that's Blaze. So this girl who might get a little strikey at you guys, you asked about het puzzles, right? Oh, there you go. There's your het puzzle attitude right there. Yep. But yellow belly het puzzle girl, I'm raising up. So you already know highway puzzles are about to happen.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really pumped for that project. You know, I'm just kind of getting a lot of my higher end projects, at least as most people would call them, you know, up to size and stuff. But you know, like I said, just slowly growing. So we'll get there when it comes, and I'm just enjoying the journey.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's awesome.
Sure.
I want to take this feisty girl.
Bubbles don't like the reptiles.
She says she likes looking at them. She likes looking at them.
This is another combo that I think gets overlooked a lot. Coral glow and sugar. A quality coral glow with a quality sugar is stunning. You throw pastel and spot nose in the mix, and then you get this boy. He's also has this probable plus gene that's floating around a buddy's collection of mine. But I mean, just a stunning coral glow combo, and you know.
Heck yeah. Welcome, Jason. Welcome, Mr. J.
So this dude actually, believe it or not, this boy, young male, but just started locking with my pied stuff. So
see you, Mary.
Hopefully gonna work this into some pieds. I want to see what coral glow sugar pieds are gonna look like.
Oh, for sure. Later, Mitch.
Swap this guy out.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? He's got some nice snakes there.
So this girl is Rogue. This is
welcome.
Coral Glow, Super Pastel, Sugar, Lesser, Probable Plus.
Nice.
There.
You got any desert ghosts?
Love the way that interacts there. Sorry, the lighting isn't the best right here, guys.
No, I can see this. Looks good.
Yep.
Yeah, just the way that interacts with Sugar, Lesser. Desert Ghost?
Yeah.
No Desert Ghost yet. I've as far as recessives, I've really been trying to keep it with like the Puzzle, the Clown, the Pied, and then I am trying to also work into Ultramel.
Cool. Well, I do know somebody's got a raffle going on.
A pair of them, yep.
Pair.
Ultramels.
100% Ultramels. On Instagram, you got to be KY Constrictors.
Oh, shoot. Well, might have to talk to you later, KY.
Well, it's a spin to win. You get the box.
And then we were talking about GHI Mojave Highways. This is the girl that's going to make this happen. So GHI Mojave Yellow Belly. I know you guys have all probably seen the GHI Mojave stuff, but what Yellow Belly does to it is great. I mean, just completely really blacks out that side.
Wow.
You don't see that little bit of pattern that you usually see on a GHI Mojave. It's really just that dorsal stripe, jet black or really dark chocolate brown kind of color. And then, that nice clean belly. I always thought these guys, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong on here, but don't these guys look like those cheap little Halloween skeleton costumes you used to find? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Always thought that when I look at this girl. Every time I just think bones going down the back there. This is just a great combo. I want to see this in highway. I have no clue. Who knows? Like I said, I haven't seen one. It could look like crap or it could look amazing.
Yes,
it's not going to look like crap. It's going to be gorgeous either way, even if it's not,
It's going to be the next big thing, man.
Yeah. So just kind of, I don't know. I'm working on stuff that necessarily isn't like, it's not the most popular thing. It's not what everybody's, cup of tea is, but I just want to work with what I like, what I'm having fun with. If I don't like it, you don't want to come in here for 8 hours a day and put in the work. And,
Bubbles Butterfly want to know if them snakes some of them sell for a lot of money. She really don't know a lot about the reptiles, so I guess she's wanting to know, what's low end, high end, on certain morphs, I guess,
So low end, I mean, this is just kind of, I can give you an overall low end, high end for ball pythons. You're looking at 50 to 30,000 sometimes if it's a new hot thing that's, in high demand and not a lot of supply, so to speak. Or a new gene.
And more.
Even more. As far as the stuff I work with, a lot of my snakes are going to average anywhere between like $75, $100 up to, maybe $1,000, $2,000 kind of range.
Right.
Slowly that'll go up, especially with some of my burn projects. A lot of the stuff I'm working towards is more, it's really collector stuff. You're going to be in
puzzle
5,
stuff.
10 G's, or the puzzle stuff, you're going to be in 2, 5, 6 G's. But they're investment quality animals, and I really feel like that shows, especially when you're working with quality to begin with. It's all about that too, because I'll be honest, I've spent a lot more on some of these animals. I could have got them somewhere else cheaper, and I'm not saying the most expensive animal is the best one, because sometimes that's not true at all either.
Right.
You got to source them out, and I've paid a few $100 extra for the same genes. Like even with this exact girl in my hands, actually, I didn't buy her as a hatchling. I got her from a collection that I bought out from a good buddy of mine who's local. His stuff was, really nice and clean. It worked right into the projects we were already working on. But I'd rather pay a higher dollar amount for that quality if I have to, than just going and finding that cheapest thing out there. So that really counts too in the long run, I feel like. And when you work with that, your animals are gonna sell themselves for more. In my opinion, I don't know. That's just
for
how
sure,
I feel
yeah.
about it. It definitely shows through. I see some of these guys. Look at Justin's stuff. He's focused on quality for a while. Look at his prices. Almost everything's more than your, average cost you're going to see on some of the other stuff. But the quality's there. The stock is there. The pride is there.
And he'll get it. I mean, when you're pricing a snake at 8, 10, 12,000, and it's the world's first.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and then to continue your question, Bubbles, when you work into other species, Burmese python, you'll see normals, like we were talking about earlier. I don't know if you were on then, for, down to $150 stuff. I sell my normal het Burmese around the $200, $250 mark plus shipping. I feel like that's a pretty standard price for a normal, but you're going all the way from, a normal up to, say, the new pied stuff or the new butterscotch. Now we're talking 20, 25, 30,000 easy.
Yeah.
And once these new combos come out, they're going to be more. That's the one thing, too, I've noticed with Burms is a lot of the stuff holds their value a lot longer. There was the initial drops, like the albinos, they came out in the 80s, right? They were $20,000 in the 80s. That $20,000 in the 80s, I mean, let's be real, I wasn't born yet. I was born early 90s.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's a lot of money back then, and then they dropped to a couple thousand in the 90s. And then in the, early 2000s, they dropped to a few hundred. But then you look at other stuff like the Allen Wee line or the Gulf Coast Caramels, they've held steady in even the lab stuff. Actually, lab stuff used to be cheaper and it went back up. Now, again, it's, $1,500, $3,000, depending on what kind of lab you want and if there's any hets involved.
Well, once they dropped the Lasiac and they came back, prices went up because they were,
people wanted them, especially in those states. I mean, and for instance, in Washington, I don't really know anybody else who's working with lab stuff.
Right.
I've been, I talk to a lot of the other big snake guys. I'm very open on a lot of the local groups and stuff, and I like to, share my stuff on there. And I don't know of anybody else who's keeping actual like visual labs and, the Enigma line paradox stuff like that, it wasn't common. In a lot of the states, even the green gene and stuff wasn't found because after they had Lacey come in or the Lacey Act, instated, they just weren't in those states yet. So unless somebody brought them in illegally and held them for a few years or something, or quite a long time, actually, they just weren't found. So I think that's also helped a lot for sure. But even then, I just see a huge, they hold steady. Those the Allen Wee line caramels and stuff, like I was saying, we're talking $5,000 steady. It hasn't really dropped. It just is staying steady, and especially with all the new combos coming out, not that like it really matters cash wise or anything, but just I see that like holding real steady there.
Right. And that's good though. I mean, because it weeds out them people that want that $100 snake, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, there's nothing wrong too, just investing a few $100s in a pet, even if you're not going to breed. I don't think everybody should breed. It's not for everybody. But I've seen people who, they've contacted me and they just want a really nice looking pet. They don't want a normal. They want something that, they're really going to be enjoying to look at forever. And, they'll spend the money and they'll get some coral glow stuff or, whatever pied stuff, or even the Burms. They'd rather get an albino or, something like that.
It's no different than a dog.
It varies so much. Yeah, exactly. It's like dogs, People go out, spend $2,500, $5,000 on a dog easy. There's a lot of the same people who do it with snakes.
Yep.
Yep.
I got guys that I know that buy dogs for hunting, and they'll drop big money on a pup. And I've had some of them, where the
at least that's a hunting dog.
Right.
It's like, there you want
money. I didn't know my dream dog. I really want a Tibetan Mastiff. I didn't know those things are still going for $20,000.
Yes. Yes, very hot.
Now I'm going to have to wait until after my pied berm. That's going to have to come first. But, definitely be saving up for a Tibetan Mastiff.
But, I mean, that's why that's the whole thing why we breed what we have here, is we want to keep making our collection better and getting the high stuff, I mean, same with my retics, that's cow retics ain't cheap, I mean, once they start dropping babies,
Yep.
I mean, 2,000 on up, and if it's got the calico gene, you're talking 10,000 for a baby.
Bring it right up there,
I'll go from 2,000 to 10,000 for my babies.
Yep.
And
well, here's the thing too: is it's nice talking about this stuff because so many people get a stigma the second you talk about pricing and animals.
Right.
And here's the thing: you invest a lot of money into these animals. I see no problem making the money as long as you're being responsible about it. If you care about the animals, you're taking care of them, you're cleaning them, you're not just mass producing, big berms in a 4-foot cage or some crap and, producing them at wholesale and stuff, whatever. As long as you're focusing on the quality and the animals' care, there's no problem making money. I'll talk that stuff all day long because a lot of people don't want to talk about it. And I'll be honest and say that I was very fortunate. Like I said, I've been keeping reptiles for a long time, but I've only been breeding for the last few years. And I've been very fortunate where most people have made a profit in their first 5 years. I've turned a profit. I'll openly say it. I've actually turned a profit from investing in all of this stuff and all these animals, which obviously cost a lot. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it costs a lot. But we've actually been able to turn a profit from that. And, I feel like that's great. It's my hobby paying for itself. Eventually I'd like to do this full time. Well, I'd like to open a reptile zoo. That's the end goal. I'll always breed a little bit, but my end goal is a reptile zoo. We only have one in the state here. And honestly, I hate it. It sucks. Sorry, not sorry if anybody from there is watching. I don't like it.
Well,
here's my thing. I walk in there. I've been there since a kid, right? It's up north a few hours. There's only one. So, just that. You have the whole state of Washington. You got one reptile zoo. There's a few little reptile stores, but I'm talking about a zoo where people can come and actually learn things, and not Point Defiant Zoo or Woodland Park in Seattle. We're talking about a reptile-specific zoo. I go into this zoo. They've had an albino alligator. First time I went there, I was 11, 12 years old. I went there just a few months ago. I was going to visit some friends in the area. I said, hey, I want to waste some time. Let's go check it out. Let's go see, what's going on. That albino alligator hasn't grown in over 15 years. Not from what I can see. I remember it being about the same size. Its enclosure is, maybe a third of the size of my reptile room.
Right.
And I'm like, you're going to keep a 12-foot gator? My reptile room probably looks a lot bigger. It's a 16 by 25-foot room. It's a pretty good sized room, but, it's not freaking, a third of that for an alligator enclosure. And then, I went there, they have a bunch of venomous stuff, but it's all venomoid. There was dirty waters. There's multiple, like stuck sheds and like actual just sheds, like 2 or 3 sheds in their cobra enclosures. You're telling me you couldn't pull a freaking shed? You don't have anybody there who's qualified enough to reach into that cobra's cage and pull that shed.
Well, it's just about making money. It ain't about the animals, dude. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. And they had a redfoot tortoise in there. It was flipped over. I tried to wave at the chick, call for her attention. She didn't care. She was playing on her cell phone. I reached into their enclosure and flipped the redfoot tortoise because I felt bad for the little guy. You know what I mean? They had a big sulcata area outside.
Anyway.
Yeah, they had a big sulcata tortoise area outside. I got sulcatas myself. They got this big sulcata area outside, but they have their 2 big, 60, 80 pound. They're bigger than my boy Rampage. He's 60 pounds, They had to be 80, maybe 100-pound tortoises. Had both of them inside in a little, tortoise table the size of my Savannah enclosure there. It was a hot, sunny day. Why aren't those tortoises outside? Why is she playing on her phone and not taking those tortoises outside or teaching somebody about these animals? That's what I want to change. I want to help teach people about these animals, get rid of that stigmatism, that fear. People get freaked out by my big snakes. You understand a snake's personality. You treat them with respect. You handle them properly and, pay attention to their cues. They're amazing animals. That's why I fell in love with them. I like giant animals of all sorts, you know, which is one of the reasons I want the zoo. So, you know, maybe I can get my
Later,
parents
Josh.
to have some bigger stuff,
See you,
crocodiles
Josh.
and stuff
Hey,
like
Jeremy.
that. But
yeah, exactly.
And, you know, long story short, you know, like, I don't feel like that's here, and I want to bring it here. I'll probably always have fun with the breeding, you know, and like I said, we've been very fortunate that people have liked our stuff and they see what we're doing and they support us, and thank you to everybody who does that. Really, it means the world to us. But I still do work full-time too. I hold a full-time salary job. I'm, you know, because of this COVID stuff, I'm on furloughs right now, which I'm really not complaining too much. Yeah, it sucks, but it gives me more time in here too. So, I mean, look at the bright side, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, I still work full-time salary, and I'm doing all this. And like I said, we do the feeders and everything too. So, you know, I feel like it's just, you know, you get back what you put in. So put that work in, it's going to pay off.
For sure.
Jeremy from all time, he's located in Washington.
Oh, yep. Sorry, Jeremy. I get ranting, you guys. You got questions, just interrupt me, spit them out, because I'll rant forever. That's probably why I don't do as many lives anymore, is because I'll just keep ranting and ranting.
Yeah, you're good, man. But, you know, that's the same. Like, there's a place in Arizona, they probably got the biggest speckled turtle place. And, I mean, they got some big turtles there, you know, our tortoises, you know. And he said, you ought to see the burrows they make and how deep they go back underground. Yeah. And he goes,
yep.
He took one out. They had to get out with a forklift.
Yeah.
Because dig out because the males will fight.
Yep.
And they can actually rip right by their shells. And he goes, he's seen flies there. As soon as he's seen the flies there, he dug that whole, man, he dug like a 20-foot area out to get to this tortoise to save it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. I saw there's one of the guys on Camp Kennan's videos.
That was it.
Take him out to do. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, they're, you know, and I don't even. Here's the thing too: is we rescued our dude. I don't honestly believe they belong up in the Northwest at all. Honest opinion, I just don't like. And I know that's hypocritical because I have one, but you know what? My tortoise takes more care than half of this room. Like you got to take care of him every day. You got to make sure that grass is watered. Does he have enough room, a pen to reach his size? And then winter care for an adult tortoise in the Northwest. You know, I'm working on setting up a big greenhouse. So, you know, I've been saving up and working on putting a big greenhouse out in the back. So all winter it's perfectly heated. He still has fresh air. He can still dig, run around. We're going to, you know, put some lamps up there. So hopefully the grass will stay fresh and everything all winter long. But I mean, that's a big commitment for an animal.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to give up a huge amount of space. You're going to have to give up that electricity to heat something, you know, unless you got a room like this inside or something that you're going to dedicate. But even then, they don't belong on cement, and a little bit of bedding isn't going to do them either. So, but yeah, man, they're amazing animals. But yeah, dude, it broke my heart seeing the tortoise flipped over, the stuck shed. I mean, I could go on and on, dude. It really made me sad, honestly, walking in there. It made me really sad.
It does. And, you know, that's the whole problem right there. Like the comment right there that's there. It's people on their cell phones not caring and just want to collect a paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of the people that work in those places, it's a job. It has nothing to do with the animals. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what would trip me out is half the cages were animal plastics cages, and I had the key on my hip. I'm like, really, guys? Come on, like, I mean, anybody who's
yeah. Oh, for sure.
They're universal. Anybody could have walked in there and unlocked that freaking spitting cobra's cage. Anybody could have walked in there and unlocked, you know, that gaboon's cage. Like, not to mention Venomoid is a whole nother subject. I mean, we won't get into that unless you want me to rant on it, but I just don't agree with it whatsoever. If you're going to keep hots, keep them how they belong and how they are. That's how they defend themselves. That's how they eat.
Exactly.
And I'm all for keeping hots if you're smart about it. I'd love to have permits for hots.
Free handling, though, I don't think you should be filming it and putting it on videos.
Nope, I don't agree with any of it. Bugs the hell out of me. And like I said, I love hots. I actually have quite a bit of experience with hots. I don't have experience with the lapids hands-on.
Right.
I've talked to a lot of guys and stuff like that, you know, and I'm not one of the huge like venomous nerds where I can list off every scientific name, but I've worked with a lot of rattlesnakes. I've worked with vipers of different kinds, you know, hands-on, working with different people outside of the state and stuff. And they're amazing animals. You handle them right, you treat them with respect. They can be amazing animals, but they're not something to look at and be like, "Ooh, I got this cool rattlesnake. Oh my God, look at this! Look at this new eyelash viper I got." You know, I don't. There's no reason for that. You know.
What's your opinion? There was a question earlier. What's your opinion on hybrids like burn balls or the bat eaters and stuff?
See, I'm actually on the smaller side of the population here. I'm okay with it. But with that said, you need to be responsible about it. You need to accept what you're doing. The fertility rate's going to be low. You're putting your female at risk. That female could go egg bound and die. Those eggs could go bad inside of her because of the fertility issues. You could lose your girl. So as long as you know what you're doing, you're being safe about it. Or on the other hand, especially like burn balls. I mean, berms need to be a good size to breed. That better be a big old boy because that girl might just accidentally crush his spine. You know, completely accidental, and you might walk into a dead ball. So I don't, you know, there's a lot of like things that go into it, but I think as long as somebody's being responsible, they're selling them for exactly what they are to responsible people who are perfectly aware of what they are and willing to work with the husbandry of them, because everything's going to be a little bit different, you know. Some of those hybrids, they don't come from any, like burn balls. They're coming from two completely separate continents and countries. Like, once you combine those genes, sure, the care is very similar for ball pythons and Burmese pythons, but like the humidity requirements and stuff are a bit different, and just overall, like, what does that animal really prefer now? It's a hybrid. We don't really know. So you need to be willing to experiment, you know, really pay attention to that, I think.
Yeah, I've seen some bat eaters for sale the other day. They were pretty high end snakes too, you know. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they're not
bat eater. I went for bat eaters before. I just didn't have any luck with it. And after that, I just decided it wasn't worth, you know, my girl's life. Just don't want to put her at risk like that. But I have no problem if somebody wants to do it and they're responsible about it, as long as they're selling them for exactly what they are. Some of those angry balls look pretty cool. I saw a Woma ball. That thing was actually pretty fucking sick looking, you know, like, but just be responsible with it. Do whatever you want, really, in my eyes. Just be responsible with it. Whatever you're doing, sell it for exactly what it is, you know.
Have you seen that one? The boa conda?
I have not.
It's a yellow. I think it's a yellow anaconda and boa, but same family. But
that'd be crazy.
It's beautiful.
I wonder where would the eye placement? Where's the eye placement on that hybrid? I'm wondering because you know that anacondas have that higher eyes there to look up from the water.
Yeah, you'll have to look up a picture of the boa conda, but they got a couple.
Hold on, I got the laptop right here.
I gotta look at it right now.
Yeah.
I think the last ones I've seen were just babies, though, you know, so.
That looks weird. It almost looks like a weird African rock python.
Yeah.
Like some of the patternless stuff they're working on or whatever. I mean, besides the face, but just like that.
Right.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, yeah. I think,
That's different. That's different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think the rattlesnake is a beautiful snake.
For sure.
For sure.
I think I'm out, guys.
All right, just good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got family in and stuff, so I'm gonna cut it short and take off and go eat some dinner and stuff. So it's been nice hanging out and all. It was awesome checking out your collection and stuff. I'll follow your channel some more. I've watched a few videos and stuff, but I'll make it more announced that I'm there. But thank you, man. I appreciate coming on the show, and thanks for coming on the show and all that. And I'm out, guys. Take care.
All right, man.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, it's all about just responsible, you know, being responsible with all these animals, you know.
Yeah.
And
some people, like I said, that's kind of why I cut back too. I wanted to make sure I'm giving everybody the utmost care. I'm not slacking on somebody, you know. I don't want to come, like, you know, especially when I'm working full time. I don't want to come home from a 12-hour day and then be like, oh, I'm too tired to clean that cage. I never get that way. You know, I come home, they're dirty, I clean them, I got no problem with it. But the second it's like, oh man, I got 150 cages to clean. I'll wait till morning. I don't want to put stuff off like that. I've never been that kind of person. So
it can be
as soon as I
overwhelming.
felt like I got there, I cut down. Oh, for sure.
I mean, because it's not just the snakes. I mean, it's the rodents, the speeders, and I mean it's a daily process. And I mean,
oh yeah,
because if you have one die, like a rodent. You wait one day, or even you don't even gotta wait one day. If you're at work and it dies, it stinks. You know what I mean?
So 6 hours, that thing's nasty. Yeah, and I actually started doing a thing too that helped out a lot. And I think if a lot of these guys aren't doing it and they're trying to maintain a larger collection, it's one of the simplest things I ever did that helped me out so much. Set up a Google Calendar. Especially with all the different species I'm keeping and feeding days being different. Some stuff feeds every day. And they're veggie eaters. Some stuff feeds every day and they're insectivores. Other stuff feeds every 4 days, every 7 days, every 2 weeks, and then every month. So, keeping track of all that and which snake is on which schedule. Google Calendar reminds me every day what I got to do. I've set it up. So, it's really helpful. I feel like keeping on task and getting everything done. I've been a lot more productive since setting that up. So, little thing John, I did that helped out,
John Feely in the house.
What up, Feely?
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there too. And that feeding schedule. I try to keep them. I try to keep all mine the same. I mean, because I just try to do the same day. My hatchlings are a little different, but I mean, all my other snakes eat same day every week. I try to do it, that way.
Yeah.
Because I'm not pounding food in my retics, I'm doing them once a week. Once a week, and I'm not trying to get them to eat pigs and stuff like that. Man, you can feed them big rats once they get to a size that's healthy. I figure I'll try to get the rabbits later on, maybe before a month or two before they're trying to breed, hopefully.
Yeah.
Just to put on that extra weight, I mean.
Yeah.
But I'm taking my time growing her up, because as much as I want to breed her now, and that, I want to make sure she's going to be healthy, so she has a healthy clutch, and not a 15 egg clutch. I want her to have a nice big clutch her first year.
Yeah.
Or a decent sized one. What I'm saying? 30 eggs.
Oh,
or whatever.
For sure. Yeah, and as long as they're healthy, you see these guys, they power feed them and then they breed them. Sure, they're up to size, but they slug out. You got like 10 good eggs, 15 slugs kind of thing, or they get egg bound because they bred them too early. I know a guy this year, he lost a couple berms because he thought it was a good idea to breed them at 18 months.
Shouldn't
be in a hurry,
Yes, snakes do need to be socialized like dogs, especially retics and Burmese.
Yep.
I got mine as hatchlings, and I messed with them every day. And I actually took a book out of Garrett Hartle's thing. Of course, I got mine from Jay Gonzalez. They were already pretty well tap trained and as hatchlings, but handle them like your 3-year-old kid. I can grab their heads, I can open their mouths, I can grab their tails. It does not faze them.
Exactly.
I can still do it now as they get bigger. You start grabbing a 12-foot snake, and you want to be able to grab its mouth and look into it if you need to be, and not freak out,
Oh, yeah.
So I
had a few big ones that weren't socialized. They're not very much fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, you need to do that stuff. And the first year is the most important year, and that doesn't mean you do it for a year and get them tame and then say, oh, I'm not going to handle it for a month or two. It still needs to be interaction with that snake all the time, dude. I mean,
shout out to all the girls with tan lines and tattoos.
Yes, sir.
Love it. I just saw Bubbles comment too. I know. I see you smoking. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a horrible smoker. I'm sitting in here like, man, might need to take you guys outside with me for a minute.
I know I'm bad like that too, but
oh shit! What's up, Gomez?
What's up, Gomez? are growing, so they. Oh yeah, exactly. And just if anything, I mean, why I can be able to take them outside and let them get some enrichment, you know.
Oh heck yeah, I love doing that to the berms.
Because I know, like right today, it was in the 60s here in Oklahoma, you know. I mean, but you know, there's days I can't bring them out until maybe evening time because it's just too freaking hot, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just 100 some degrees out here, you know. So,
damn. Luckily, the hottest we get is mid 90s typically, but I feel it. Eastern Washington, obviously, where Justin's at's much different. It'll get 100 plus easy there, but.
Yeah, I couldn't believe there's a big difference. Is it that much? He said he's been in the 100 degrees there for a while this year, which is kind of weird, but.
Dude, that's the thing I love about Washington, though, and the whole Northwest. You go to Eastern Washington, go out herping for rattlesnakes in the desert, come back over, snowboard on your way, stop off, go to the rainforest on your way to the coast, then you can go surfing. You can do it all in a weekend. Where else are you going to go and really do that?
Right.
You're going to go to the desert, you're going to go snowboarding or skiing, you're going to go to the rainforest and surfing all in one day. I mean, I don't know. Definitely yes, Washington has its cons, but the nature beats anywhere for me.
I feed live myself, except for my retics. I feed frozen thawed. But as soon as I watch all, you know, I don't have a big collection like you do. You know, I've downsized actually in half. I mean, I kind of dropped I wanted to get my ball pythons down to about a dozen. Now I was around 40, and I dropped them way down because, number one, I'm kind of restructuring what I'm going, you know, the direction. Plus, working with my retics, I just want a handful of ball pythons. I don't want a bunch because I'm focusing on my retics, you know, and so I feed live, but as soon as they, you know, I watch them eat. So as soon as they hit, I make sure it's a good hit if they're not trying to bite them or nothing. Because I see too many people just throw them in there and walk away and don't ever look at them, dude. And I can't do that, dude.
No.
Man, I've seen pictures of snakes.
I feed live too. I have no problem with it. To each their own. I'm not saying live's the right way to go. I'll feed a snake. You know, a lot of the hatchlings that I have for sale. Here's something I don't really like openly talk about out there, but like I'll feed my collection live. If it's a hatchling that's going to be online for sale, I'll feed them pre-killed. So I'll kill the rat right before I offer it to them. So it's a fresh kill. It's still warm, you know, and that way, you know, they're going to be easier if somebody does want to switch them on to frozen thawed, but they're also not going to really turn down a meal because they're used to it, you know?
Well,
I feel like this,
you know,
you don't have the waste. Exactly.
Because they don't eat, I pull it out, you know, I only leave it in there for so long. If they don't eat it, I pull it out.
Right to the next one.
He goes to the next one, and if I got leftovers, they go right back out to the rat rack, or they, you know, I have them.
Exactly. The only time I switch to frozen is once they move to once they're past jumbo rats or onto jumbo rats. Like if they've been on jumbo rats for a while, I'm about to switch them onto rabbits. That's when I switch the berms over to frozen thawed for jumbos for a while, and then once they're steady on jumbo rats on the frozen thawed, that's when I start switching them to the frozen rabbits. I won't feed a live rabbit.
No way.
You know, I'm sorry, I'm not going to risk a, you know, $2,000+ animal that I love and care for, and, you know, versus a $20 rabbit. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. And as much as I love
feeding a rabbit will really hurt them.
Those back feet get kicking, those big old teeth, man. Ooh,
no, I would never feed. Now, have you ever fed guinea pigs?
Yep.
I've heard some people say they've had a hard time getting them off because the guinea pigs was kind of like the ASF, the ball pythons. It's like good protein.
It's candy. It's just a bunch of fat. It's just fat and, you know, a bit of protein in there, of course, but it's a lot of like fat. It's basically like, you know, handing them a Twix and being like, here you go, or a Twinkie, you know. Or for me, it'd be Oreos. Let's be real. I love my Oreos. But,
and, you know, they're a little bit more expensive, I think, too, ain't they?
Yeah, they are, and they don't even get that big, so you can only keep them on them for a little while. Then they get all, you know, picky and hooked on them. I had one girl, she's not with us anymore, but one girl, she got hooked on guinea pigs, and that was a pain in the ass, man. Actually, it was funny. It's funny you bring that up. One of my best videos on my YouTube channel is her eating a guinea pig. I do these, I've been working on the YouTube channel doing the snakes and everything. My most 2 viewed videos out of every video on my YouTube channel is a really crappy video I did on Luda, the Savannah monitor, a while back. It's got like 11,500 views. Everything else had like 100. Right. I'm like, what the hell? You guys liked that video and you didn't like the other stuff? You ever get that way on your channel? You're like, man, this is the video. Like, I don't even focus on Savannah monitors or nothing. He's just my cool pet. But like, everybody loved that video, and they loved watching my old burr eat the guiney pig.
Oh yeah,
2 videos with the most views. But then, then I go into my nerdy rants about the genetics and stuff. And sure, guys like us, and you've been commenting on them, and I really appreciate it, and I'm glad people are enjoying it. But it's just funny seeing people will click on that stuff so much quicker than oh, let me show you guys something or share some info.
That's kind of why I don't show no live feeding videos. Number one is it brings in a whole different crowd of people.
Yep.
And
then you get all the
you can get some views. I've seen people get 20, 30,000 views, but then I've seen it on the downside too, where a guy was doing live feedings and he wanted to switch to frozen thawed.
Yeah.
And they were leaving bad comments. Don't you show that. Don't do that no more. We didn't come here to see frozen thawed. I'm thinking, whoa, dude,
Yeah.
So, and I think it's just another way to, if somebody's against reptiles, it's another bad thing we're showing for people to down this hobby we're into. So I just don't choose to feed live, with my live, right? I don't have no problem if you're feeding frozen thawed because they're dead. But it's just the live feedings, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about just dropping the video. I've already deleted a lot of the old videos from when I first started, because I was not showing that stuff and whatnot. And once I really got into it and realized exactly what you're saying, I don't agree with it either. At the end of the day now, I'm like, okay, well, I get it. It does put a bad taste in people's mouth. We get it. We know the snakes have to eat. My personal opinion, I think snakes deserve live. I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. I don't want that. Watch that animal die. But, to me, it's you give them a frozen thawed meal. Do you want a TV dinner the rest of your life? Because that's the equivalent. In my eyes, that's the equivalent.
Right.
You're giving them a TV dinner for the rest of their life. They're getting the exact same frozen meal warmed up for the rest of their life, 30 to 50 years. You're getting that exact same thing. Might switch it up and do some chicken every once in a while, but it's still frozen dinner, right?
Right.
I feel like that gives them a little bit of activity. That's my own personal opinion. I know a lot of people disagree. I know, like I said, I still feed frozen thawed when it gets to the rabbits and stuff. But to a degree, I feel like the ball pythons, I don't know. It's just how I do things. Everything works different for other people. But
I agree because
I don't. But at the same time, I wouldn't share it like you're saying too. Because
I agree 100%. I think with ball pythons, if you have the means, to raise your own rodents, number one. Because some people don't, so I get that. So it's, frozen thaw is the way to go. But I think with any large snake, Burmese or retic, I think it's just an aggressive thing. I feel if I feed them frozen thawed, they won't be as aggressive if I was feeding them, say, live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying they're not, because retics are in hunger mode all the time, but I'm just saying.
Ain't that the truth?
To me, it's like, okay, you know what it is. You're not chasing that to even get them more, wound up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, I had a 9-foot common boa, dude, and I fed her a double jumbo rat.
Yeah.
And she hit it on the ass, and it was a live rat. By the time I opened the door, it was dead, but it could have done some damage, but now I'm in there with this boa, this goddamn big around but it killed it so fast.
Yeah, not in a good position.
But, that's a whole different species too. God almighty. So them things got, that's the only animal I've had that's hit a rat and shook a 4-foot enclosure. Moved it. Oh, so.
Actually, straight up what happened is the reason I started switching to frozen thawed jumbo after a few meals. Once they're on jumbos, I switch them. That's when I'll start switching, is because I did have an accident in the past. I had a mistake. I, wasn't paying attention for a few seconds. Snake bit the rat. Rat turned around, got my snake. I felt horrible afterwards. I didn't want to go through that again. I don't want my snake to have to go through that. The rat's a meal. At the end of the day, I understand that the rat is a meal.
Right.
Rats are cool. I got pet rats out in my rat shed too. That are,
Right.
you know, they're not getting fed off. They're retired breeders, and I still keep a tub of them because I like them. You know,
Right.
I've kept 3 generations of this rat I call Patches and Patches Junior, and I keep going down because I really like the look of it, and he's just cool, right? But at the same time, like, they're food, and you got to understand that. So, you know, if it's going to put my snake at risk at that point, like major risk, I've never had an issue with mediums, smalls, rat pups. I've never ran into an issue, you know, even if like a small nip has happened over the last, I don't know, you know, years of keeping snakes. I've really only had like 3 issues ever. But that's what caused me to switch.
It's weird when, if somebody would have said, "Oh, will you ever have feelings for a rat?" I would have said no. But then when you start raising them, you're like, "Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at this one." And you're like,
dude, this got me, right? The girlfriend, I'll be honest, the girlfriend takes care of most of our feeders and stuff. She feeds them. She, you know, puts together her breeding groups, separates the lines. Like, she's got it all figured out. She even has tubs according to color, Dumbo, Rex. Like,
right.
I mean, she does it really good. That's one of the reasons I love that she does it, because she gets really into it. And I never really liked them either. Honestly, I always thought, oh, they're just feeders. They're just feeders,
right.
Whatever. You see a rat in your house, you're going to kill it, right? You're going to put out some rat bait, some rat traps. Like, you're going to kill it, you know? I never thought I'd like rats. We're in my old snake room before we moved into our current place here and set up this room. And, you know, I'm in there and I'm feeding through the tub, and this rat just kept crawling up. My hand was going in the tub. He just kept crawling up and just looking up at me. And, man, I don't know what it was. I was just like, God damn it. I looked at the girlfriend. I picked him up. I was like, we're keeping him. His name is Patches. Go put him back in the rack. And ever since that day, I have had his line of Patches. I keep a son once, you know, I'm on to Patches Junior now. So, you know, Patches unfortunately got old and passed away on me. But I kept one of his sons from his last litter that looked just like Dad. And now I just have my Patches, you know, tub going on. So it's my own Patches line. Just a blue with like some weird hooded face pattern. I don't know, man. I just thought it was cute. You know, I like all animals. I love reptiles the most, but I love all animals. I mean,
it's great.
We got rabbits and quail too. They're pretty cool little animals, you know.
The rabbit's great.
Girlfriend's cat. I don't know about cats. I'm still on the fence. The girlfriend's cat's all right, but more of a dog person.
Cat, rabbit.
Yeah. What's weird is the cat sits on top of the rabbit hutch and just looks at him.
Oh, man.
She goes out because, you know, the cat, she's really good. She only stays in our yard, but the rabbits are right out back. And so if we're out there, the cat follows my girlfriend Amanda everywhere. She'll go over to take care of everything, and the cat just sits there, just hangs out. It's hilarious, though. You don't think that friendship would be there, you know, at all. And like, it, you know, I would never let them out together, but it's just hilarious. The cat just sits there, stares at our female Lola, just peeks over the top of the hutch and, you know, hangs her paw there. The rabbit will come up, sniff her and everything. Kind of cute.
Yeah. Till you let it down. Like, yeah,
exactly.
Let me have one of them little baby buddies right there.
Yep. We actually just had our first litter of feeder rabbits, so trying to kind of offset the cost of, you know, breeding the rabbits as well. We'll see how I like it. You know, rabbits, you can get them pretty affordable for some nice, you know, meat-raised rabbits and stuff, $2 a pound, $1.50 a pound, whatever.
Right.
But I'd like to see if it's worth it. And, you know, if not, well, you know, the parents, Bugs and Lola, will never feed those two off unless they're, you know, old and getting to that point, maybe. If we have to make that tough decision. Even then, honestly, I'd probably just bury them just because I'd be too attached to, you know, really, like, use them for that purpose.
I mean,
but we got our first litter. She had 8. But we lost a few of them, probably just because it's her first litter. And, you know, we had a couple hot days where, you know, baby rabbits can't really stand that. But
right. Oh, for sure. And I've seen a lot of people lose their rats this year because of AC failures and stuff like that. And it's just, I mean,
we had one. We actually personally had one really hot day here just a couple weeks ago, week and a half or so ago. I lost like 30 rats. Just from that you know, one day, and that's with our room with fans on and cooled and everything, but it just got a bit too hot and we lost a few tubs, you know.
Yeah,
it sucks.
I have a device that I have a temperature out there where my rats are, so I can always look at it in the house. And then I bought a brand new AC for them, so they run AC. I run AC in there, and then so I keep actually off tonight because it's cool, but usually it's running all the time. But you know, I keep it around 77, 80, 80. I mean, 80 is fine. You know? And but yeah, I mean, if not, I mean, it's bad.
They die quick with that heat for sure. Anything, you know, you get 90, 95 and up, they're gone.
I don't know.
That's definitely my next big investment is I want to put a mini split in here on this wall over here, and then I want to put a mini split in the other, you know, shed, but not sure like how long we'll be in this exact facility and stuff. So I've just kind of, I don't know, I've been putting it off, but really I should just install the unit and call it a day.
Oh no, I got Oklahoma rats. They can take the heat a little better.
Yeah. See, dude, it's like 95 and above, and I start seeing rats pass away. You know, 90 is like we've gotten them to 90 where we got the shed open and stuff, and like, you know, fans blown and everything, and they're fine. But anything above that, and I've started to lose rats every time.
Really? I've had them.
But I've also never had an AC unit or anything in our rooms. In our last, you know, house we were in, we were really lucky. We had a well-insulated shed that was in it was a detached garage, stayed really shaded all the time. That was perfect. But the shed that rodents are in now is like direct morning to midday sun. So I think that, you know, probably has a lot to do with it too, because it's just getting the brunt of any of that heat, you know.
I know it got when I was redoing everything, it got about 100, and my rats were still doing good, but they had fans and everything on them, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't just like no air, you know. I mean, it was. I don't know if I had my temperature set right because I hang it up high, you know. Always want to read that high, or you know, which they ate there, but But I noticed whenever I finally got it all done with AC, walked in there, I'm thinking, well, look at y'all. They're all just laid out there on their back. I'm like, you ain't even
all sprawled out.
I'm thinking, man, gonna get it hot in here for y'all.
Yep. Now, I don't know. You guys have different kind of heat too, I'm sure, you know.
Yeah, we got real humid too. So.
Yeah, and we've just really been like, you know, at first I was only really producing enough just for our collection, but as our collection's grown and there's not a lot of rodent guys in my area, we've been actually working on amping up our rodent production so we can help supply other people. So, you know, that, I mean, when I say I lose 30 rats, we're talking about out of, you know, 30, 40 colonies altogether.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not like too bad out of, you know, a couple thousand rats, but at the same time, you know, definitely AC would help, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll get there. We'll get there. Let me get a few more racks built and some more 8-foots, and then
mine could actually survive in the 90s, you know, 90 to 93 with fans.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even bother them, dude. But why even chance it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's the thing too, is we rarely ever have those days in Western Washington. I mean, talking maybe a week altogether throughout the whole year that it really gets that hot. So that's also kind of been a point where I'm like, should we just give them some frozen water bottles on the couple hot days we have a year or something? You know, I do that with my rabbits outside. We give them you know, big old frozen jugs that will cycle through the day on the really hot days so they can lay up next to it and be cool.
Oh, yeah.
But that's kind of been too why I've been honestly putting it off, because I'm like, man, is it worth spending a couple grand on a mini split or an AC unit like that? You know, even a few $100 AC unit maybe. That'd be more reasonable, but I don't know. To me, I like everything automated up off the ground. You know, I'd want the mini split. I'm like, is a couple $1,000s worth a week of heat a year?
Yeah. And I can, you know, I just bought me just a small AC from Home Depot, you know, for $150. You know, I just got a room out in the garage, you know, so it's no big deal. But I ain't got to worry about the snake room because it's central heat and air, so I have it controlled to what I want, you know. And You know, so I'd like to have a room like that where I wouldn't even have to worry about it, you know.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
for
just
sure.
don't like them in the house, though, because in the house, and you get that dust, and it's just too much. I like them out there where they're at, trust me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
No, that's the thing, too. The shed, we've been remodeling it. That's why my videos, if you notice, I haven't posted any videos the last few days. I had to take care of some stuff. We redid the entire rodent shed, fixed a bunch of drywall, replaced a bunch of stuff. I tore off an entire outside wall. So we're working on adding some new stuff in there, including I'm going to add, you know, we call them a fart can, or, you know, your bathroom fans, basically.
Yep.
So I'm going to put ducting up to one of those, so it's hooked to a light switch and on a rheostat all the time. And that way, you know, we can have the air adjusted depending on the temperature too. So I am installing that like as we speak. And I was thinking about doing just like that, getting one of those cheaper Home Depot units, or, you know, a Walmart, couple $100, you know, the hair brand or whatever. You know, there's a number of brands out there, but, you know, those vented air conditioners, and just kind of leading it out to the roof vents, but there's no windows in that shed. So it's either the door or the roof vents up top. And, you know, I figured, you know, I'm going to add that fan anyway. I mean, I guess I could just go get an air conditioner and just lead it to that same venting.
Just cut a hole in the side.
Throw a Y on it, you know, throw a Y, like one of those Y splits, and just have the, you know, the 6-inch ducting or whatever from the air conditioner. And then the other one be the 6-inch exhaust for the, you know, the fart can or whatever to keep fresh air circulating.
If it's a shed, I'd just cut a dang hole in the side and stick one right in there.
Yeah, there's that too.
I mean, but then you can still put it where you want. You can still put it high, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but yeah, you can do it a number of ways too, like that. Because you're saying you ain't get that hot very much. You want them portable ACs with them vents like that, that probably work fine for you.
That's what I was thinking too. The shed, whatever you want to call it, that we're breeding our rodents in now. It's not like huge, you know. It's much smaller than the reptile room here. But it produces what we need, and we're able to, you know, like I said, I'm just amping up production. So we're actually at 3 times more colonies now than what we need to feed our collection.
Cool.
So,
oh yeah,
well, slowly getting up there, and I think that might be the issue too. Is, you know, you're adding that many bodies into that, you know, that smaller space. It's going to heat it up.
And if it's insulated good too, you know, that helps a lot too. So I mean, I'm sure it is with the winters you have. So.
Oh yeah, winters suck.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
If there's any questions, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I've been ignoring this chat for a second. Sorry, guys. Oh, Bubbles, you talking to Shane about his possum there? Waffles. Waffles is his name. See, what else are you guys talking about here? Anybody have any questions or anything? Feel free to ask away. Seeing a lot of Bubbles and Shane chatting back and forth.
You want to know about the possum?
Hey, he's a good one. He's a good one.
All right, I'm back.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I was reading through the chat. Seems like Shane and Bubbles are just talking possums over here.
Hey, you know, that's what's great about this live stream is there could be 2 or 3 different chats going on and conversations in the chat, you know, and that's awesome because people ask questions and there's enough people in the chat, they usually have the answers, you know what I mean? Or and which is good. So, and sometimes
for sure.
I'm just like, we're talking bullshit and I forget to look at the chat sometimes, to be honest with you.
No, I just told everybody, I was like, sorry guys, I haven't looked at it in a minute. Actually, it was funny. So we actually ran down to Oregon to get Shane that possum for his birthday this last year.
Hell yeah.
I figured, dude's got, hey, he's my best buddy, right? He's right next to me. Dude's got a possum tattoo, but didn't have a pet possum. All right.
Oh.
How you gonna have a pet or a possum tattoo? Yeah, show him the possum tattoo. See, gotta come up. There you go. He's got this cool ass possum tattoo. How are you not gonna have a pet possum, man?
There you go.
So I knew this breeder down in Oregon who was breeding Brazilian short-tailed possums. You know, a small little dwarf, pygmy possum species.
Right.
It's like, dude, Shane's got to have a fucking possum. Can't have a tattoo of a possum and not have a damn possum.
Yeah, I've seen some people keep them. I don't know. They say they're good pets.
Oh, they're cool. I don't know anything about the larger possums. I did a lot of research before we went down and picked up the possum for Shane over there. But they're small. He's like that big, right? Would you say that's about a good, accurate description?
Yeah, he's about
that big, and that's about full grown-ish,
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
About like 6 or maybe like 7 inches long.
Yeah, about 7 inches long or so. I mean, so super small, like easy to care for. He's got a multi-story cage for it and everything. Dude climbs around on his branches and everything. He sends me pictures and videos all the time. It's super cute, honestly. If I was had more room for mammals, I would definitely have some, stuff like that for sure.
Right. No, that's small.
I just got hooked on the berms and monitors, so got to save the room for them.
Well, yeah.
I'll leave the possums to Shane over here. And the milk snakes. He doesn't talk about it. This guy's not like active, but he's been helping me out here for a long time. He's been a really good friend for a long time too. But this dude doesn't talk about it or post anything about snakes. You won't find him on any sort of social media, right? As far as like snakes or reptiles go. But this dude's been slowly building up a little colubrid collection in the shadows, and I'll just say he's going to pop up in the next year or two with some fucking killer stuff and surprise a lot of people out of nowhere. And I can't really say anything. That's his thing, but I'm just going to say he's been working on some stuff. Oh, bull snakes, yeah.
Bull snakes, garter snakes. There's a lot of stuff going to be popping up, and that's the future, dude. I'm telling you.
Exactly. Yep. He's got some killer stuff he's been setting up over at his place. I've been helping him with. Like I said, I can't say too much about it, but
that's cool,
he's quiet though in the background. So he's got his possum and his chickens and stuff. He actually raises all of our quail too. So I get asked a lot about our quail and stuff. That he actually raises them over at his place, and then we do the incubation and stuff over here. So it's like a team project kind of thing. Utilize both our properties. But yeah, dude's gonna come out with some cool stuff. Cool. I'll be blowing it up when he comes public with it for sure.
Yeah, I just hooked up a couple guys this year on some albino checker garters.
Nice.
I
love garters.
They had a hard time finding them, and they're high dollar. And I know a guy here that breeds them, and he had some, and he sexed them for me and everything, and they were little, and man, they're doing great. Yeah. I sent a couple to California, a couple to Ohio, and some to Kentucky. So I mean,
dang. See, that's something I want to keep. We can't keep like native species here, so a lot of the garters we can't really have here.
Right.
But we can have like the albino checkered and stuff as long as it's captive bred and produced and everything.
Yep.
And I've often thought about doing like a really big garter enclosure, because garters are one of the few communal snakes, So I thought it'd be really cool if you had like Luda's cage over here. Sorry, it's mirrored, so I keep getting that difference. Yep. Like Luda's cage, if we could do a huge setup like that was secure for a huge, like not a huge group of garters, but like a decent sized group of garters, I feel like that would be really awesome to have a nice big naturalistic enclosure with a group of garters, Like I love stuff you can have, communally. Like obviously I would never do it with my other snakes and stuff that it's not natural for, but like I have a group of Sonoran desert toads. I keep them together in a group, and they're just really fun to watch. You get a couple animals in the cage, especially I got all the lights on a timer in here. So the cage lights are on their own, own separate timers and LEDs and everything. But then the ceiling lights turn off. So what I kind of tried to do was simulate like nature. So I have the lights in the room kick on before the enclosure lights. So it's kind of like medium light in their cages. So it's like sunrise, and then their lights kick on in the cages and warm up,
Right.
kick on. So it's full day. And then the exact opposite at night, I have it where the room lights turn off first. So it starts to get dimmer on them. And then the enclosure lights, though, are still on. And that's the perfect time to be in the room, especially with those toads and like the monitors and stuff. You'll see the monitors going to bed. You'll see the snakes starting to wake up. You'll see the toads, starting to goof off over there too.
Right.
It's like the perfect time, and it's cool because, the lights in the room are off, so all you see is all the cage lights and stuff. This wall or this bit doesn't get shown off a lot, but all that are my insectivores. So it's where my geckos are or were, waiting on some more to hatch. Bad luck story with that. And then I got my pixie frog, Sonoran desert toads, and surprise up top that I can't show yet.
Hell yeah!
We'll say it's awesome, and it's a.
Who's that guy on Instagram? Who's the guy on Instagram? And you know who it is? He's got a lot of Burmese pythons, and he's into garters.
Calvin.
There you go. Calvin.
Yep.
It's like from one extreme to the next, but it's cool because, man, he's got a lot of berms too, dude. God almighty.
Man, he's got some gorgeous stuff. I don't know where he's living, but he's got some gorgeous stuff.
Yeah. But he's got a pied.
Yeah, for now.
I mean, I don't know either.
See, here's my thing, dude. I get upset. Like, I don't know. Like, to each their own. But if you're keeping stuff illegally, especially stuff that I love, it just pisses me off.
Oh, well, yeah. If it's illegal, you're for sure. But I mean, and you better open it because I see him take a lot of his stuff outside and take pictures, and then if it is, it's going to take one wrong person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I first met the dude. I've even met the dude in person. He's an all right dude. He flew to Washington. I met the dude, right? He's a good dude. But here's the thing. Forever, I thought he lived in New Jersey. Why is he living in New Jersey but then posting about Queens, New York all the time? New York ain't legal for no berms.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So that's the kind of stuff. I don't know. That stuff, like, I don't know. I'm not saying one way or the other. I don't fucking know. But for somebody who's in New York, like, every day, runs stores in New York, man, live on the other side of the damn border. But don't be posting them and keeping them illegally and then being blatant about it. And, like, a few people I know have reached out to him and been like, hey, man, like, do you, but don't put everybody else at risk. And it, I don't know, it just kind of bugs me, I saw some local guys who were reporting about the garters and stuff too, that he had. And I was just like, I don't know, much about like the garters as far as like legality stuff goes or whatever. Other than like, I know our native garters here are federally protected really heavily. But, I did see though that he had Puget garters, and I was like, well, there's really no way to get Puget garters. Who's captive breeding Puget garters? They've been federally protected in Washington for years. So,
I see he had a bunch of.
Like, he's got some beautiful stuff. That pied stuff's cool. He's got the champagne. He's got the lab stuff from Aaron. So Aaron's bloodline of labs. It's all gorgeous for sure. I don't know. I just like I said, that name is like I met the dude. He's a good dude, but it's like, come on, man, be smart about what you're doing. You go and do it. I mean, I don't share my history especially a lot on this, platform or about the business, but like, I'll level with you. I came from a really bad neighborhood. I grew up in the hood. I grew up with gang members and, motorcycle club. My family, a lot of them are in motorcycle clubs and stuff. I made some really bad choices when I was younger. I get it, man. Do what you got to do, but be smart about whatever the hell you're going to do, man. And, I don't know, especially when it comes to this kind of stuff. I love those berms more than anything. I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody who just, wants to make some money on some dang pieds and stuff, put us all in the gutter. Because that's what's going to happen. These guys keep this stuff illegally. They don't think of the repercussions for all of us. It's like we were talking about when you sell the berms. What happens when that snake gets 14 foot? That snake bites the dude, and he doesn't know how to handle it, and then it ruins it for everybody in that state or that county or that city trying to keep them responsibly.
Well, that's cool that you called and they come picked it up. She was talking about how she was walking to work.
Sorry, that got me on a huge rant, man.
Oh no, you're fine. That's it. I think it was meant that day for you to find that poor snake. I mean, if you don't hardly walk and you just happened to that one day, and there it was out by the dumpster in a cage.
Oh man.
And I don't know why people do things like that, dude. I just
No, I've heard of stories about that. Locally, people posted on like Puget Sound Reptiles, a local page, and they're like, "Oh, went to my apartment building, found a snake at the dumpster." I'm like, come on, you guys couldn't make an ad or something? Craigslist ad? You're just gonna throw the dang animal out by a dumpster or tie the dog up somewhere? Come on, man, have a heart.
yeah, or I mean, yeah, there's plenty of shelters and rescues that would have took it.
Yeah, plenty. I mean, easy to call too. They'll come pick it up.
Mom and pop pet stores. You'll go there, they'll take them and they'll get rid of them. I mean, come on. I don't know. Well, dude, we've been on here 3 hours.
Yeah, already. Man, I was just looking at that. I'm like, holy crap.
And, I still got to go live on Instagram in a half an hour to do a spin the wheel for a giveaway I had for a raffle I had going on. So that ain't going to be a 5-10 minute deal anyway. But
oh yeah, man.
I did a pinstripe and a raffle, so free shipping. Sold one nice. Like that.
Yeah. So you know what? I've been ranting this whole time, but let me ask you this before we cut it off, so you can get to your other stream. What are your ball projects that you're still working on that you're excited about?
Well, I pretty much only have. I've sold a lot off, so a lot were breeder females too. So yeah, I have a super inchy pinstripe woman girl that'll be ready to go this year.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm not sure what I'm going to pair it to yet. I got a pastel leopard I'd like to if he gets size, if he's big enough. Yeah. And that
Enchi leopard stuff is badass.
Then I also have a pastel leopard special male that he won't be ready till next year. So, but he's beautiful, dude.
Oh hell yeah!
But I still got my dinker. I'm not going to breed her this year. I bred her this last year, and she slugged on me. And like in 3 days, I mean, egg here, then a couple days an egg here, then a couple eggs, and they were all bad.
Weird.
Some of them were white, but they were no good. And then she had a couple locked in her, and I tried to wait, and I did the thing, and I ended up removing them myself. And she was one of them snakes, dude, that would bite you all the time. But when I grabbed her that day, when I grabbed her that day, she didn't even try to hurt me. She knew I was going to help her. She was like, "Hey, dude, help me." And, I was easy with her and took time, got in there and worked them out of it. And she's big enough to breed. She's 2,000 grams, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and give her this year off.
Yeah.
Just because of her slugging out. Yeah. And I'll wait until the following year because I got it as a male.
Oh, yeah.
I put it in with I said, well, I want to see what this male is, dinker.
Yeah. I
put it with my normal, and I'm like, never seen a lock. Every time I look in there, they're laying next to each other.
Yep.
Coming here one day, I was like cleaning. I said, you know what? I'm just going to try something. I took my Mojave male out and threw it in there. I thought, well, I'm cleaning. I'll hear him fighting, like thunder.
Yeah. You'll get him right away, whatever.
15 minutes later, I looked down, opened up. They were locked up. I'm like, oh, God.
Damn, dude, that's hilarious. I had something very similar. That the one that I said was the same gene as our fire spider or whatever that male is. We bought that. We bought that when I very first started getting back into, actually making the decision to breed. So 3-4 years ago now, however long it's been about that. Bought it as a normal male. Obviously wasn't a normal, even from, my experience at that point, not being huge into genetics, but just knowing snakes and keeping a few pythons and stuff, I was like, this ain't a normal. There's something that's different about this. And I know everybody thinks, oh, I got this normal, I got this dinker, whatever, right? But it looks special. Bought this thing for Okay, I'm not even going to say how much, but let's say it's way cheaper than you'd ever really expect to get a ball python for. I met an old local breeder, doesn't post, doesn't like do this for a business. He just does it for fun in his freaking garage. Him and his wife really liked me. They're like,
I bought them for $20, $50, $10.
Dude,
It don't matter.
Okay, so this thing was $10 male normal. Laid its first clutch this year, was smaller, so it got up to like 1,300 grams. We're like, okay, well, let's pair it. We know it's a girl now. Let's pair it, So paired the snake up. Freaking snake went off food right after that, so we stopped pairing. We're like, well, if it's like 1,300 grams, I'll pair. If it's on food and it's going steady and it's got the age, I'll pair it 1,150 plus. As long as it's 1,150 plus and it's strong on food, I'll pair. They ain't got a scale in the wild. I'm gonna pair them if they got the age. So we did that, but like the snake went off food, so we stopped pairing and everything, right? But then I didn't think anything of it. It was like, oh, it's not gonna go, right? Snake laid 5 perfectly healthy eggs, right? And I'm like, oh well, crap, shit, yeah. I mean, for a $10 male we bought 3-4 years ago, lays a perfectly good clutch. I didn't think it was gonna go either. I waited after it laid. It was only like just below 1,000 grams. I was like, holy, that's the smallest snake I've ever had lay, and
crazy. Yeah,
I didn't expect anything from it. But isn't that crazy how that works out? You're like,
oh yeah.
Most people get screwed the other way around. They buy a female and it ends up a male.
Yeah, I was great though. Yes, locked up means snake porn.
Yeah, oh yeah. Snake porn. Well, hey man, I don't want to tie you up. I can rant for days, man. I love chatting snakes, especially with people who can go on with me about it. So
we'll have to get you back on again sometime too, man. This is fun. And before we leave,
yeah, for sure,
you let everybody know where they can find you at, all your social media. Give yourself a plug. Let everybody know out here.
All right, shameless plug, you guys. Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, all at D's Balls and Exotics, DS Balls and Exotics. If you're on Facebook, a quick link is just facebook.me/thesnakenerd. Because, I'm a huge snake nerd. You'll find us on Morph Market. And again, if you guys would like to help a really great cause and you guys want a new snake, go check out our Morph Market. 20% of every single animal sold on my Morph Market page will be going directly to my buddy Aaron from Black Diamond Herp's son's GoFundMe page to help with all of his medical bills and really just help take some of that stress off of them. We really need to team together as a family in this reptile community, and Aaron has been nothing but helpful to a large amount of group of people. He's an amazing breeder, amazing guy. I really can't speak highly enough about the dude. He's helped me since day one getting into this. And also, it's just if you want to go directly to their GoFundMe, you'll find the links on my page too. Every dollar counts, guys, $5, whatever. It's for a really good cause, a really great family that, does a lot for the reptile community too. So, yeah, cool. That's where you can find me.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Not a problem. We'll do it again sometime, too. It's fun. So.
Yep, for sure. All right, man. I'll catch you guys later.
Peace. All right. Peace. Thank you, everybody, for being on here tonight, showing your support. Thank you, Bubbles, for stopping in. I know it's first time. I appreciate it. I'm glad you learned something. Y'all are awesome for sticking around and being here. And just want to tell everybody thank you for the support. And we do have a show Friday. It's just going to be open chat, no guests. So come see us Friday. I believe it'll be 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, I think, on that show. So, but other than that, y'all have a good evening. Peace.